Let them experience passions through extracurriculars. Let them experience teamwork, discipline, and resilience through sports. Let them experience leadership and service to community. Let them experience on-the-job training through internships and job shadowing. Let them experience the excitement of performing through drama and dance. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
Hello and welcome to the first ever broadcast on the Tigers Sports Network presented by Natural State Sports. Tonight's matchup is between the Central Tigers and the Vilonia Eagles in a non-conference and non-league battle. One of the final games before the conference slate. I'm Chris Gay, your play-by-play commentator, joined by Will Stafford, your color analyst, and we will be with you for the entirety of the season, and we could not be more excited considering this is the first game of the Tiger Sports Network. But not only that, it's a fantastic matchup here being played at the historic Little Rock Central High School.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you have Little Rock Central Lady Tigers coming off their first ever state championship in the history of their program. And then you have this Vilonia team who, coming into this, is 5-2. I mean, very low-scoring win against Bryant just a couple days ago. It's going to be a very, very fast-paced game. I expect a lot of threes. I expect very strong defense. It's going to be a really good game.
Well, and speaking about the Vilonia Lady Eagles, they're also coming off a very successful postseason trip. They are 5A state runner-ups before losing to Greenwood in the state championship game. But these two teams match up pretty evenly. They have some solid sort of veteran leadership, but of course they have strong young groups as well, a lot of young talent. We'll go ahead and mention the starting lineup for the Lady Tigers. And it's a good group right here. It's definitely a lot of veteran leadership in that starting lineup. From left to right, Elise Williams, the junior guard. Chloe Ray Brown, her first season wearing the black and gold. Is another senior guard, Kai Wilson, one of the top players in the state, along with Taylor Ray Davis and Amaria Gatson. Just an incredible senior group right there. 4 seniors in the starting lineup. It's one of the better starting lineups in the entire state. And then looking at what we should expect from the Vilonia Lady Eagles, the player to watch is Sydney Middleton, the University of Tennessee Martin commit.
Yep. Absolutely incredible shooter there. I mean, I do want to talk a little bit about that Central team as well, just because, I mean, we've had so many great performances out of each of these girls, especially Taylor Davis. Incredible from the three-point line, very, very strong inside as well, very strong presence. And again, this is an old team. This lots of experience. Every single one of these girls, besides only one, I mean, was in that state championship just last year. It's going to be a very good game. And again, Vilonia is not an easy scheduled game at all.
No.
I mean, you have great three-point shooter across this entire roster. So it's going to be really interesting to see how Central can kind of go against that three-point shooting, because, I mean, in reality, that's how Vilonia is going to live and die.
Well, speaking of Day Davis, she's coming off a great game against another team that they've had a tough schedule. They've had a tough non-conference and out-of-state schedule, coming off the win against Camdenton, Missouri on the 5th. Day Davis had one of her best performances all year long, 18 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, only missed 5 shots from the field, and only missed 1 3 to go for 3 total made threes. And again, one of the great shooters that you mentioned. And of course, on the other side for Vilonia, I mentioned Sydney Middleton, but also Maddie Mannion is another player to keep an eye on. She's one of the best shooters, not just in the current slate of Arkansas players, just in Arkansas girls basketball history. She's one of the best shooters ever. In fact, her 46.4% from 3 in her sophomore season was, I think, the highest recorded percentage from beyond the arc in Arkansas girls high school basketball history, and she is back to that mark pretty much. She is 19 of 42 from 3 so far this year. Just an incredible number from another strong senior. Got to mention the Burnham twins, who both just picked up a Harding University offer just a few days ago. And then rounding it out at the middle is Kimberlyn Henry, another player who's been racking up some offers. But like I mentioned, this is a Vilonia team that has a lot of youth. 3 starters are sophomores.
Yep.
Those 3 starters were pretty much starters, or at least major players last year as freshmen, and all were all-conference performers.
Yep. And I mean, again, I do want to go back to Mannion, because we were talking a little bit about how good of a three-point shooter she truly is. I mean, she went 4 for 7 against Russellville just a couple nights ago, had 14 points on that night, 8 rebounds, which is a very, very big tell when it comes to these very close matchups. A lot of times you're going to find that whoever wins that rebound battle is going to win that game. So the more rebounds they can get across the board, the better they're going to turn out.
Of course, both of these teams coming off solid seasons. Currently, both teams only have 2 losses on their schedule. The Eagles coming off a win against Bryant, like you said, another 6A Central squad that's traditionally pretty solid. I know they've been hampered by injuries, but that was a tough game, a 6-point victory. And then for Central, they're coming off, unfortunately for them, a loss, just their 2nd loss of the season against a very good 5A East school in Greene County Tech. A 6-point loss against Greene County Tech here at home. And now the Tigers, they're looking to get back on track, and the Eagles looking to continue their win streak, try to stretch it out to just 2. Now, they've had a tough schedule. They still have 1 more away game before they go back home, as they will be traveling to West Memphis on the 17th. And hopefully they can ride into that game on a high note. And for Central, they will be taking on Harbor here at home just 10 days from now, and they're hoping to come away with their 7th win of the season. And now we will have the national anthem by the Little Rock Central color guard here in just a second.
Good afternoon and welcome to the capital city, Little Rock, Arkansas, home of the historic Little Rock Central High School. Tonight's non-conference matchup will be between the Vilonia Eagles and your Central High Tigers. At this time, please stand and gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor America Eagles.
And that was the Little Rock Central color guard presenting the coat of arms out there at the center court. And now we are just about ready for tip-off. And we are going to have the announcement of the starting lineups. So far for Vilonia, Sydney Middleton headlining the starting lineup. Katie Simon also starting tonight along with Brooklyn Burnham, Maddie Mannion, and Brianna Burnham. No Kim Henry in this game. Does not appear that she is available. So it will be a smaller starting lineup for the Lady Eagles. And now here are the Central, the Lady Tigers, their starting lineup.
And now the starting lineup for your Central High Tigers. The 5'7" junior guard, number 3, Elise Williams.
There's Elise Williams, the junior guard, has had a really strong start to the year so far. Chloe Ray Brown was with Baptist Prep earlier in her high school career, first year in the black and gold, and another player that's had a really strong start to her senior season. And Kai Wilson, one of the top players in the entire state of Arkansas. Prep Girl Hoops has her ranked number 32 in the state. And then there's Amaria Gatson following Taylor Day Davis. Two other players here are in the top 50, according to Prep Girl Hoops Arkansas. And at center court, I imagine it will be Amaria Gatson, and looks like it'll be Brooklyn Burnham, the 5'9" sophomore forward, tipping off for the Eagles. Interesting, the 5'9" and then the 6'1". I have her also listed at 6'2", Amaria Gatson. Matchup there at center court. So, Will, I have to admit, Central does have the size advantage here in this game without Kim Henry for the Eagles.
They do, and that's going to play a really big part. They lost the last game 48-21 on the rebound category, so hoping that taller size is going to help them out.
Here's Elise Williams. Driving. Look in the corner is Wilson. Cross-court pass to Williams. Working on Middleton. Double coming. Wilson, open. Top of the key three. No good. Gatson gets the miss. And it's back in the hands of Wilson. Elise Williams on the right wing. She's going to pull up for a triple, and that's no good. Gaston almost had another offensive rebound, but it does bounce off the Lady Eagles, and the Tigers remain with the possession.
That's an immediate 2 threes to start the game. Just as predicted, it's going to be a very big three-point shootout here.
Both teams shooting well from beyond the arc so far this season. And there actually was a foul called on the play. I did not catch that. It was Brianna Burnham, the sophomore forward, picking up her first personal of the game. Kai Wilson set to inbound for the Lady Tigers. Day Davis picked up by Burnham. Williams to Gaston down low, trying to give it back to Williams. Doesn't work out, and it will be the Eagles' ball for just the first time this game after just about a minute went off the clock. That was a long possession by the Tigers. Burnham loses control. Cross-court pass doesn't work. Here's Williams taking it the other way. Williams full court and flips it up and in. First points of the game and of the Tiger Sports Network history, courtesy of Elise Williams.
Yeah, I mean, that's set up perfectly by that steal. Fast break points are going to come easy in this game.
Middleton driving on the baseline. tipped out by Day Davis.
Foul's called on number 42, Amelia Gaston.
This Lady Tiger team has a hounding full court press, and that's how they got their first points of the game.
Cut hard in the gap.
Actually, they're going to say Amelia Gaston picked up her first personal of the game.
Cut in the gap.
Here's Middleton to Mannion. She thought about it, pulls it back out, trying to find Middleton at the free throw line. Doesn't work. Here's Day Davis. Passing to Williams, passing back to Davis, and one for Taylor Day Davis. First points of the night for the senior forward.
The behind-the-head pass taken out by Elise Williams. Absolutely great understanding of who is around her on the court.
Yeah, take a look at it one more time as Day Davis converts the and one opportunity. So Central out to an early 5-0 lead. Here's Burnham. And miscommunication again. I think she was looking for Middleton. That ball just sailed into the stands. And another costly turnover for Vilonia. I believe that's the third turn. Yep.
3 turnovers.
Exactly. Here's Ray Brown. Williams up top. Day Davis back to Williams. Day Davis thought about the three. She's a great shooter inside to Gaston. And there's going to be a foul underneath. Let's see who this one is on. It's going to be the second personal on Brianna Burnham. So early foul trouble for the Lady Eagles. 33 against 33. It's Day Davis against Burnham. Williams, Brown, Wilson, wide open. 3-ball. Second three attempted tonight, second miss, and now the Eagles have possession. Let's see if they maybe can come away with something positive. Maybe not a turnover?
Yeah, maybe. That would be the hope. I'm kind of expecting something a little slower coming down the court. Obviously, this full court press is going to kind of ruin them in a lot of aspects.
Here's Simon making her first start tonight. Mannion to Burnham. Middleton and in the corner. Out to Burnham. Mannion up top. Great defense being played by the Tigers. Cutting Mannion. Mannion's open. And finally, the Eagles score for the first time tonight.
Wide open lane just led to that. Perfect understanding by Mannion.
Day Davis pulls up, back iron. Simon comes up with the rebound.
And just as predicted, they're going to try and go a little bit slower on this. Try and beat the press as fast as possible.
And here's Day Davis, the breakaway steal and the easy finish at the other end. And Coach Simon wants to talk some things over with his squad. First time out taken of the game by either team. Well, while we have a break in the action, because this is the first Tiger Sports Network broadcast, we're also brand new to this as well. So let's go ahead and introduce ourselves. So like I said, I'm Chris Gay. For those of you that might recognize my name, it's probably because you were tuning in to some Joe T. Robinson Senator football this season. Had a great 10-2 season, and I was fortunate to be the play-by-play commentator for the Senators all year long for football, and now first year doing Central basketball. And Will, go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm out of Arkansas State, a graduate. I'm all into sports, and so being able to sit down here with you, Chris, and watch each Central game is going to be very exciting this season.
Here's Middleton, corner, looking inside to Simon, working on Gaston, and she turns it over. Here's Wilson, up ahead to Williams. Williams, Euro, slips through for the finish.
Elise Williams has her name written all over this game already with just 2 points, or 4 points, I'm sorry. Still, everything going through her.
Simon, another steal by Gaston. Here's Wilson. And she can't finish at the rim. Simon comes away with the rebound. 9-2 is the lead early on here. Here's Middleton driving. Inside to Mannion. And nearly, I thought Day Davis had a finger on it, but that will be another Eagle turnover.
That's 7 turnovers in the first, in the first 4 minutes, Chris. That is unacceptable.
React quicker.
And for the first time tonight, number 4 Alexis Montgomery is in the game for the Lady Tigers. Here's Wilson. Kick out. Gaston intercepted the pass. Day Davis open. Triple. Front of the rim. No good. Here's Brooklyn Burnham. Pass up ahead to her sister Brianna, up against Gaston, and Gaston's going to pick up her second personal of the night.
That's her second, team second.
Now, you have to really admit here, I mean, every time they get into these fast breaks, they have the opportunity to score. Obviously fouled by Davis there, but I mean, you can only imagine you would want to keep running down the floor as much as possible.
And Burnham's first free throw goes in. Her first points of the night. She's coming off a pretty successful game against Russellville on the third at 12 points, 12 assists, which was a career high, and 5 steals. And so far, she's perfect from the free throw line. For Central, Rosabella Onyango checks in for the first time tonight. Here's Ray Brown, picked up by Burnham. And Burnham, that's another player who's in foul trouble. That is her third personal of the game. Actually, now hang on a second. They said that's only her second personal, so I must have miscounted. Day Davis was open for a second. Here's Montgomery. Ray Brown to Montgomery. She thought about it. Williams driving, kicks to Montgomery. She likes to look, she likes to make. Alexis Montgomery, first shot, first points on the night.
And that assist goes to Williams. Williams, again, a part of every play.
Here's Burnham, looking for Middleton. Middleton to Mannion. Mannion, the great shooter. Middleton's got it. Middleton, pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound, ball ends up in Central's hands. Elise Williams really could not gain consistent control, and the Eagles have the basketball again. Gabby Sanders, the junior guard, checking in for Williams. Here's Mannion. Mannion, wide open triple. It's good. Maddie Mannion, you do not leave her open.
I was just about to comment. She hadn't taken any threes up until that one. She hits her first one. That's going to be a game changer.
Here's Sanders. And Montgomery. That pass just kind of slipped out of her hands, and that's another Central turnover. And now Coach Williams, he wants to talk some things over with his crew. So the second timeout called tonight, first timeout for the Lady Tigers. And while we have a break, we're going to take the break as well. Stay tuned for more first quarter action here on the Tigers Sports Network.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience passions through.
And welcome back to the Tiger Sports Network, presented by Natural State Sports. Hometown Central Tigers with an early 5-point lead against the visiting Vilonia Eagles. Middleton grabs the offensive rebound. She shakes the defense for a long 2 and cuts the lead to 3.
A really good run here for Vilonia, starting to find the rhythm.
And another turnover, the third straight turnover for Central. First of all, the turnover problem started with Vilonia.
Yep.
They had 3 turnovers on the 3 opening possessions, and now Central.
3 in a row.
Exactly.
3 turnovers in a row, and I mean, you have to imagine that has to be fixed as soon as possible, because you're noticing Vilonia is bouncing on the opportunity in order to score off of these turnovers.
Senior guard Kylan Kinney comes in for the first time tonight. Katie Simon checked out. Middleton to Mannion. Mannion And open inside is Burnham. Good ball movement by the Eagles. Here's Ray Brown.
Almost another turnover
yeah,
there.
exactly. I was about to say that. Here's Wilson kicking outside, and jumper is in and out by Bradford. Here's Middleton looking for Burnham. Got to keep an eye on that left corner, Mannion. She was open for a second. Cross court pass to Kinney. Burnham to her sister. Brooklyn Burnham, three, rattles in and out. Rebound by Onyango. Here's Wilson, driving, steps through, floater, in and out. Mannion with the board.
Starting to see a little bit more defensive intensity going over towards Mannion, not allowing her to get a clean shot off.
And pass tipped out by Sanders. The clock did not stop immediately after the ball went out of bounds, but I think they're going to keep the time where it is. There is no shot clock, and as of the moment, the clock stands at 29.2, but I think the officials might add a few more seconds or milliseconds or something onto the clock. Let's see what they change it to.
And Brianna, stack it up right here. Stack it up right here.
And it's going to be 32.2 on the clock as Kinney's going to check out for the Eagles.
Maddie, be ready to flash that high post.
And now the shot clock is on the board, so 26 seconds on the shot clock. Burnham. Middleton to Mannion. She's open. Three ball. A little long. Sanders comes away with the board. And that's going to be a travel by Kai Wilson. Mannion came in and disrupt her dribble. So it's another possession for the Eagles as they're just down by 1 point here.
Flash, go.
Here's Middleton to the corner. Kick out. Mannion, another three. She's got it that time. Second three of the game for Mannion. She's got 6. Ray Brown, Wilson, three ball, wing, no good. And at the end of the first quarter, Vilonia grabs her first lead of the night as they lead 14-12 over the hometown Little Rock Central Tigers. Do not go anywhere. We have second quarter Tiger basketball action right after this break.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome back to the second quarter of tonight's Tiger versus Eagle matchup here at Little Rock Central High School, playing on the blacktop, the home of the Tigers at the historic Central High School. And Will, what have we seen so far as Vilonia really made a run at the end of the first quarter and finally grabbed their first lead of the night?
They finally started kind of making sure those turnovers were not anywhere near as bad as they were at the beginning of the game, right? At just very close-knit passes, not these cross-court passes, and Mannion is super a part of it.
Middleton, her long three goes long. Here's Ray Brown. Looking to Williams. Williams driving inside, floater, no good. Day Davis, second chance points are good for the senior.
Immediately, Day Davis's presence is immediately felt. A rebound and then a putback immediately as she gets put back into the game.
Be the first foul of the game on Chloe Ray Brown. Mannion, another three, in and out that time. She's 2 of 5 on the night. And that ball's tipped out of bounds by Day Davis.
Katie, quit trying to throw it over the top.
Right here. Right here. No. Yes.
Middleton on the wing, kicks it to Mannion. Burnham. Some good ball movement by the Eagles, but the Tigers playing some strong on-ball defense. Here's Middleton. Guarded by Gaston. The mismatch. Middleton. Short jumper is good by the senior.
Vilonia is finding their way past the press, and every single time they're able to find something inside the paint.
Day Davis, nice pass inside to Williams. Some great ball movement on the fast break by Central. Eagles have been breaking the press better, and Middleton, deep three from the right wing, pushes this lead to 3. Day Davis to Williams, passes up the triple, good ball movement, open, Ray Brown off the front rim, rebound Burnham. She's met by a double, passes to Mannion, she thought about the triple, passes outside, Middleton into Mannion. And unfortunately, the Eagles cannot capitalize on the short numbers for Central. Couple of substitutions in for the Lady Eagles. Number 24, Alex Duff. And looks like that's number 4, Katie Simon, checking into the game. Mannion checks out along with Keller.
I mean, Central is finding a lot of opportunities from the three-point line, but they have had more success driving into the paint.
Ray Brown, another three. She doesn't get it to go. And it's going to be a foul on the floor. And it's going to be on Amaria Gaston. And for Gaston, that's her 3rd personal of the game.
Good job.
So with 5:52 remaining in this first half, Coach Williams has to think about foul trouble for his star center.
Play higher. Brooklyn, play on the wing.
Again, Central's been kind of settling for these open threes, and while that's not necessarily a terrible thing, they've had more success driving in the paint, using their size advantage. And so far, I haven't really seen that in the second half, or in the second quarter.
Burnham to Simon. Simon triple. It was a good closeout by Day Davis. Simon gets her own miss and can't finish. And the ball will stay with the Eagles. A couple of missed opportunities by Katie Simon, the sophomore guard, who's been getting some extended minutes with Kim Henry out.
Dive in the gap. Dive in the gap.
Simon, pass out, trying to look for Middleton, but Ray Brown put a hand on the ball. 25 seconds on the shot clock.
Nova 2. Nova 2. Spread out. Slip in that middle.
Brianna Burnham to Simon.
Got to square up.
Middleton. Oh, she had a look for a second. She pulls out, looking inside to Simon, and that's swatted away by Kai Wilson.
10.
Very good read from Kai Wilson, just immediately running towards that ball, knowing she's going to go up with that shot.
Cut.
Simon.
Come on, move.
Middleton gets it back. Short jumper is good from the free throw line. Sydney Middleton, another mid-range make. 21-16 is your score in favor of the visiting Eagles. It's another turnover, and the Eagles get the possession once again.
Turnovers are what equaled this run for Vilonia, man. Central is not able to hold onto the ball well enough, and Vilonia is capitalizing every single time down the court.
Make yourself available. Turn and face. Slip out.
Middleton up top,
Don't post up.
guarded by Ray Brown. Now picked up by Onyango. She's going up against the big, can't finish. Here's Day Davis. She's going to pull it out and wait for her teammates to catch up and get set. Elise Williams to Kai Wilson. Day Davis up top to Ray Brown. Central has all their starters in except Gaston. It's Onyango taking her spot. Kai Wilson, open, triple, no good. Middleton with the board. Middleton the double picks her up. She was open for a second. And again, good ball movement by Vilonia. And now she's going to take the open look off the back iron. No good. Elise Williams trying to outrun, and Duff gets a hand on the ball. Remains with Central. Onyango. And her first points of the night are from a and one opportunity.
Onyango and one for her first points of the game. Now just needs to try and convert that three-point conversion. Hopefully setting in motion some more scoring for Central.
Does not convert, but Onyango has had some moments so far this season. Had 10 points just the other night against Rogers Heritage. Here's Middleton. I don't think either Burnham twin has been out of the ball game so far. They play a lot of minutes for this Vilonia team. And miscommunication by the Eagles, and the Central grab up another steal. Day Davis up top. Guarded by Simon. Here's Ray Brown. Elise Williams thought about the three. Floater in the lane. Bounces in and out. And now Coach Jeremy Simon wants to take the timeout.
And I really don't hate that shot by Elise Williams. I want to see Elise Williams play more involved in every play. We saw it at the beginning of the game. Every single play that she was a part of, they scored. I feel like Williams is the answer here.
Well, and if you're Vilonia, obviously this has been a good start. Now with a 3-point lead in enemy territory, and it really helped from Maddie Mannion's 2 triples that sparked the run, and Sydney Middleton has since picked up the pace.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, like you said, Mannion 2 for 5 from 3 right now. And it does feel like she is not the only one finding these open looks. I mean, we saw Middleton standing over on the wing, got the ball 4 times in the exact same spot, happened to not fall for her. But I mean, that cannot happen if you're Central. You can't allow somebody to stay open for an extended period of time when you know basically every player on this team can shoot lights out.
Well, the ball movement by Vilonia has been pretty solid. It was not at the beginning of the game when they had a lot of problems with turnovers. Do you think Central just needs to ramp up the press here?
Absolutely. I mean, that's what was working for them in the beginning of the game. The press just forced Vilonia into the tough shots. I mean, every once in a while we saw them get into the paint and be able to make the extra pass, but I can't help but think, I mean, that press will very much change the pace of this game.
These two teams are definitely not strangers to one another, as both of these teams played last year. It was actually in Vilonia, though, and both the girls and boys varsity teams played. And both Central squads were able to come away with the victory in enemy territory. Now Vilonia looking to return the favor as Day Davis knocks that pass out of bounds.
Now, I've been ragging a little bit on Vilonia about these kind of just careless mistakes for turnovers, but I mean, that right there, Day Davis immediately rushes over to try and tip that pass. It's not for lack of effort here.
Burnham double picks her up, and it's another Vilonia turnover, leading to more Central points. And now they cut the Vilonia lead to 1.
And once again, Williams a part of that play immediately.
Middleton. She's going to pull up mid-range off the right side. It's Elise Williams. Onyango, she's going to bring it up. Wilson. Day Davis. That's an uncontested look off the back iron. She has yet to find the bottom of the net from beyond the arc. She's going to pull up another shot. No good. Well, Central's had some good looks that just have not been able to fall through the bottom of the net. Simon's going to pull it out. And Simon was trying to throw the ball off of Day Davis's foot, and eventually it does roll out of bounds. Now Alexis Montgomery is going to check into the ball game. Chloe Ray Brown checks out.
Cut hard, cut hard.
And Montgomery, a great steal there by the junior. She's going to pull it out. Good ball, but good tap pass by Kai Wilson to Elise Williams.
I mean, perfect understanding of who's around you. I mean, that ball probably does not go in if Kai goes up with that.
Burnham. Middleton, she had a look from mid-range again.
Square up, square up.
Central's been playing with some active hands so far tonight.
Good pass.
And Middleton can't get control of the basketball, and now it ends up in Central's hands once again.
And just as we were talking about, Chris, the moment that Central starts forcing those turnovers with that press defense, using more hands, is the moment that Vilonia starts kind of folding, throwing very erratic passes. Most of these turnovers have just been miscommunications between Vilonia because of the press defense.
Kinsley Keller checks in for the Eagles. Kai Wilson met by a double. Montgomery, she's open. 3-ball. She's shooting 50% now on the night from beyond the arc. Middleton bringing the ball up, working against Montgomery. Working around on Yango, and that's going to be a carry by the senior guard, trying to work around that tough Central defense. And again, it's another Vilonia turnover. Well, it's a low-scoring affair so far, and a lot of it has to do with just a bunch of missed shots and a lot of turnovers in this game.
Yep. Central, again, taking a lot of threes so far in this game, only converted on 1 or 2. So, I mean, you got to imagine they'll start kind of working the paint more come the second half.
The shot clock and game clock nearly identical. Davis, step-back jumper off the back rim. Middleton, and time runs out before she could get the shot off. And Central has regained the lead, leading 22-21 here at their home court against the visiting Vilonia Lady Eagles. Will, as we are about to head into halftime, what do you think Vilonia needs to do to get back into this game and regain the lead?
I think easily the answer is to get past the press as fast as possible, right? We're seeing this very fire-heavy defense coming out of Central, meeting them at the half court and immediately trying to use active hands to get that ball out of Vilonia's hands. And every single time that the Vilonia has gotten past it, it's by passing through and getting the extra pass into the paint. It's not going to go well if they don't try and get that ball past the timeline, because otherwise Central is just going to have their way.
And I imagine Central needs to just keep up with the aggressive on-ball defense.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, we saw it towards the end of that first half. Their hands started becoming more active. They've been active on the defensive side the entire game, but you kind of saw a little bit of an uptick in those, trying to steal out. I mean, we watched Elise Williams try and strip a ball, like just holding a ball down. Elise Williams tries to swipe down at it. That is the type of intensity that Central needs to bring, because Vilonia has been turning the ball over at a very high rate, and you don't want that if you're going to win. So, I mean, Central just needs to continue to abuse that turnover rate.
Well, we'll have more. Let's see if those teams are able to make those adjustments coming out of halftime. Until then, let's take a break. We'll be right back with more of the second half of the Tiger Sports Network's first ever broadcast, presented by Natural State Sports.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience passions through extracurriculars. Let them experience teamwork, discipline, and resilience through sports. Let them experience leadership and service to community. Let them experience on-the-job training through internships and job shadowing. Let them experience the excitement of performing through drama and dance. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome back to the Tigers Sports Network, live here from Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of historic Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. Your Little Rock Central Tigers are hosting the Vilonia Lady Eagles, a 5A Central powerhouse, and both teams in a tough, low-scoring affair so far tonight.
I mean, low-scoring affair, and we were talking about it in the break. I mean, it feels like a lot of a lot of the problem with Vilonia, besides the rampant turnovers that happen in that first half, they're very hesitant with their shots. I mean, we were talking about it in the break where we saw Middleton sitting in the same wing spot, had four different chances, was wide open on 3 of those 4, and finally took it on that 4th one. I would really like to see Vilonia have a little bit more urgency with their shots. I mean, we've seen Mannion take 5 shots, make 2 of them, right? But she's not afraid to shoot that. I want to see that for Vilonia, that entire roster. I want to see all of them be a little more upbeat with every shot they take, right? I promise you that will equal success for Vilonia themselves.
Central with a 1-point lead over the visiting Eagles. And for Vilonia, no Kim Henry, their star sophomore power forward. Katie Simon was making the start, and I noticed Sydney Middleton went to the locker room right before the start of the 3rd. So I'm not really sure the situation there, but Kylan Kinney is starting the quarter in her place. Wilson. And that's Onyango, who's starting the quarter as well. She's going to head to the free throw line. Amaria Gatson picked up 3 personals in the first half. And Onyango, she's going to be receiving extended minutes here. The sophomore. 6 foot at 10 points, 5 rebounds, and a block against Rogers Heritage just a couple of nights ago.
Double team 33. Maddie, get down low.
And with Gaston sitting with foul trouble right now, I imagine she's going to get an extended look, and it'll be a great opportunity for her to show off her ability.
Stay home. Right here.
She does not convert at the free throw line, though, so the score stays 22-21 in favor of Central. Here's Mannion looking for someone to cut. Burnham guarded by Ray Brown. And Burnham trying to chase it down, trying to prevent another Eagle turnover. And we've really seen throughout the night, and the ball stays with Vilonia. Burnham was looking for Simon. Here's Mannion to Burnham again. Simon. And Williams jumping in there, can't come away with the steal. The ball just going all over the place. Keller, she had just come into the ball game, and she misfires on that 3-point attempt.
33's over here.
Here's Williams.
Both of them's over there, Keller. Both of them.
Ray Brown
Driver
against the 2-3 zone.
33's low.
Wilson driving inside, floater in the lane. That one short. She gets her own miss. Miscommunication on the pass, and now Day Davis has possession.
Come on, we gotta have that board. Pull it in. Good take.
Wilson to Williams. Williams working on the defender. Good ball movement. Still some time left on the shot clock at 10. Wilson driving baseline, cut off by Burnham. Inside, picked off by Mannion. She was looking for Williams. Here's Kinney, pulls it out. Burnham. Mannion in the corner. Simon to Mannion. Mannion, she's going to pull up from deep. That's off the back iron and out of bounds. It will be back in the hands of Central. So just about 3 minutes have come off the clock so far in the third quarter, and no one's found the bottom of the net yet.
And there haven't even really been a lot of shots put up by either team. It feels like it's a little bit hesitant on both sides now.
Alexis Bradford is at the scorer's table, ready to come back in. Here's Montgomery. She had one of the few threes of the night for Central and can't find it there. Bradford's going to check in for Onyango. Solid minute so far for Rosabella Onyango, the sophomore forward. Here's Middleton, picked up by Wilson. Burnham to Middleton. Middleton driving inside, throws up a wild shot, grabbed by Bradford. And let's see who ends up with it. Wilson chasing after it. She's going to come away with the ball. Williams pulls it back out, letting the offense reset. Montgomery into Wilson, flashing in. No good on the mid-range shot. And another Eagle turnover. It's Montgomery with the steal and another turnover. My goodness. The ball is just back and forth constantly between these two teams. 4:38 is left in the third quarter, and the score remains 22-21, which is what it was heading into halftime.
Absolutely no buckets here for the first 3 minutes of the quarter.
Montgomery to Day Davis, working on the defenders, and she's off with her shot. Will remain with the hometown Tigers.
I mean, both teams using a lot of play clock here, and it just feels, again, it feels like they're very, very hesitant.
And Williams finally breaks the ice and hits the three ball. First points for any team in this second half. Middleton to Mannion. Thought about it, pump fake to Middleton. Middleton, quick trigger, doesn't work. Williams had to give it up to Wilson.
Shooter here, shooter here.
Day Davis on the right wing. Montgomery in the corner, driving around the screen. Bradford looking to drive inside, and Alexis Montgomery committed an illegal screen. And that's going to be her first personal of the game.
Some of these plays just feel very desperate. Lots of trying to find the inside person. And I was saying, yes, try and play inside, but open threes are still not a bad thing, no matter how much I've been ragging on them. If you got to take them, take them.
Middleton, solid handles for a second. And here's Simon, blocked by Bradford. And Mannion pulls it out. Simon looking for a teammate. It's Brianna Burnham. Mannion. Middleton, she's got it left wing. Three is good. Second triple of the game for the senior star, Sydney Middleton.
Only deep threes from Middleton as well, and both of them have been far beyond the three-point line.
Tigers with a 1-point lead over the Eagles. Bradford has it up top. She almost lost it, out of control. Somehow comes away with the ball and scores. So first points of the game for Alexis Bradford, the senior forward.
And a turnover by Vilonia again, Chris.
Coach Simon not happy at all. Of course, if you're hearing somebody yelling in your living room, it's Coach Simon. He's one loud coach. Here's Middleton. It was another turnover inside, and Burnham and one. Tough finish by the sophomore. That was Elise Williams, just her first personal of the ball game.
Very common foul there, the fast break, trying to get something out of it, because you know it's going to be a much easier layup if you don't foul. So.
Well, you want to foul them hard. You don't want to make it easy for them, and that certainly was not easy for Burnham. and she cannot convert from the line.
Bring back, Katie. Step ball.
Gabby Sanders just checked into the ball game for the Tigers.
Stay in front. Stay in front. Know where 33 is.
Here's Ray Brown, guarded by Brianna Burnham.
33's on the baseline.
2:24 left to play in the third quarter.
Hand up, hand up.
1 point lead by Central. Montgomery thought about the three.
You gotta get hands up on everybody.
Now she passes it off to Ray Brown. Cutting inside, it's Day Davis. Contested look in the lane is good for the senior. 3-point lead now for the Tigers.
Using her size down low, Day Davis just easily gets it up. It was a tough shot against anybody else, but this size difference really equaled that 2 points.
Montgomery, active hands, tips that ball out of bounds. It will stay with Vilonia.
Hey, replay. Replay. Right there.
Mannion looking for somebody. It's Middleton she gets it to. Mannion out to Burnham. Good ball movement. Simon picks up her dribble. Mannion has it again. I think that's a long two. Yes, it will. Just 2 points for Maddie Mannion. That's 8 points for her now on the night. Just a 1 point lead again by Central. Bradford out to Day Davis. She's going to take the contested triple. Won't fall.
Sydney, run the baseline.
Burnham picked up by Montgomery full court. Mannion to Burnham. Simon in the corner, guarded by Bradford. Middleton looking for a cutter, gets it into Burnham. It's Brooklyn Burnham with the 2 points there.
And Middleton was set up on the baseline the entire play there. That's exactly what set up that easy 2 points.
So Vilonia regains the lead for the first time in the second half. Montgomery, 50 seconds to work with on the clock. Ray Brown
Keep hands up.
out to Sanders, 3 ball. Nothing but air there as now Central again comes away with the basketball. Good play by Sanders, making up for the missed triple. Bradford thought about the triple. Now it's Ray Brown, floater in the lane, and Mannion committed to foul there. Her first personal of the game. Now Ray Brown heads to the free throw line. First time tonight. She's coming off a successful game. 10 points, 4 steals, only missing 2 shots in the win over Camdenton on the 5th.
Hey, good box out.
She's been a really nice pickup for them after transferring from Baptist Prep, a private school here in Little Rock, Arkansas. It's also one of the top players in the state in the class of 2025, according to Prep Girls Hoops. Just inside the top 60 at number 59. It's already picked up 4 college offers so far. Mannion to Middleton. Middleton looking for Simon inside. That ball's tipped. I believe it was Day Davis that had a paw on the basketball. Will remain with the away Eagles. And trying to throw it off the back of Davis, and it doesn't work. Central gets the basketball. It worked in Vilonia's first game of the season, where Sydney Middleton just threw the ball off the back of the defender, caught it off the inbound, and scored her own way, but doesn't work that time. Here's Sanders trying to get the shot before the buzzer, and it's blocked. So now Central has the lead heading into the fourth quarter. Just a 1 point lead after just a 9 points scored in that third quarter of action. Will, let's talk about some things. Obviously, the shots were not falling at the beginning, almost halfway through the third quarter, and then finally the tempo started to ramp up a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, a lot of it just comes down to, I mean, sometimes shots don't fall. You know, sometimes you get the best shot possible and it just doesn't bounce through. But I mean, we can take Alexis Bradford's shot. You could argue she did a little bit of a sham god by accident, right? Kind of pulled it back, was able to finish at the rim, and that was one of the things that kind of started that Central run in order to get to that 31 mark. And then on the Lady Eagles side, I mean, just again, shots not falling, and a lot of times you can't do much about that. But as well, the turnovers continue to be a problem in every quarter of action so far. Turnovers have equaled points for Central almost every time down the court.
Got to take a look at some of the third quarter highlights by your Central Tigers, and Elise Williams, her triple was just the first points for either team in that third quarter of play. And then Day Davis and, as you mentioned, Bradford added to the score. So 31-30 is the score as we head into the final 8 minutes of play. Vilonia has the basketball with Brianna Burnham kicking it to Sydney Middleton, waiting for the defense to get set, and Kai Wilson trying to save it. Inside to Simon. Simon, first points of the game. Her previous 2 shots tonight had been blocked, swatted in fact.
Let's go.
Well out of bounds, so looked like she just got that shot off quickly. She did not want to get her shot blocked again.
It was very close to being blocked as well, but it's not, and it's able to go through off the backboard.
Kai Wilson driving, pull up mid-range. She is yet to really find her rhythm tonight. Here's Sydney Middleton. Vilonia with a 1-point lead. Mannion thought about the triple. Oh, now she's going to pull it. And Mannion, third triple of the night for the senior forward.
3 for 7 from 3. Not hesitant at all in any point in this game.
Onyango, she's going to take the mid-range shot. Doesn't fall for her. Middleton fighting for it, and it will remain Central basketball. Onyango and Amaria Gaston in the game for just the first time together. The long front court for Central. Elise Williams triple off the left side. Offensive rebound by Wilson. Doesn't work. Gaston, she's going to take the mid-range shot from the free throw line and nails it. Amaria Gaston, if I'm not mistaken, I believe that is her first points of the night. And actually just her first appearance in the second half. She did not play that entire third quarter. It was Onyango and Bradford, as well as Day Davis playing more of the center spot for the Tigers. Brianna Burnham to Simon. Burnham to the corner, Middleton. Middleton looking for somebody. Mannion, she's open. 4 triple of the game for Maddie Mannion. 14 points for the senior forward.
The exact thing we were talking about at the beginning of the game. Mannion, a lights-out shooter, and she's getting left open.
Don't allow anything.
Ray Brown driving baseline, kicking Wilson. Oh, that's a good look for her. Off the mark. Gaston fighting for it. Collides with Middleton. And Middleton's a little slow to get up. Gaston's okay. And it will be Vilonia basketball as Alexis Montgomery's going to check in for Gaston.
That's her fourth, team second.
But I did mention how Mannion, really one of the best three-point shooters in the entire state. You do not leave a player like that open on a catch-and-shoot look.
No, you do not. 4 for 9 on the night, and not afraid to shoot ever.
Ball goes out of bounds, stays with the Eagles. 5-point lead by Vilonia in enemy territory here at the Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse. Vilonia looking for their second straight win against a 6A opponent, and that will go in favor of Central. It was a turnover, specifically a traveling violation, I believe, on one of the Burnham twins. Here's Ray Brown. Has done a solid job facilitating for Central tonight. Montgomery looking. Day Davis looking for a cutter. Williams kicks to Brown. Brown, floater in the lane is good. That was a tough contested look by Chloe Ray Brown. I believe just her second make of the game. Middleton working on Wilson full court. Simon dribbles it out. Burnham, guarded by Ray Brown, waited for the reach to drive. Here's Middleton.
They're looking for ways to get Mannion open.
Mannion guarded by Montgomery, a solid perimeter defender, and a solid drive on the baseline by Brianna Burnham. And now Vilonia has the 5-point advantage, and Coach Simon wanted to take the timeout before Central could race down the other end. But some great offense being played, and of course those 2 triples by Maddie Mannion, that hurts.
It does, absolutely, but we continue to talk about it. She's not afraid to take those threes, and we saw in that last play just before they were able to just get a very easy layup. I mean, they were trying to set Mannion up at the top of the key, screen, very high pick and rolls for Mannion to try and get over to the wing, pull up immediately as she gets it. Obviously, it doesn't work out. Central's starting to kind of understand that, but as much as they want to focus on Mannion, they need to focus on the inside a little bit. Yes, Mannion's hit a couple threes in this quarter, but it's kind of opening it up the paint a little bit against Central.
Of course, Amaria Gaston is a very important member of this Central team. She's really been in foul trouble all night, picked up 3 early in the first half, and is yet to really establish any rhythm. I would like to see them go to her a little bit more in the post, but frankly, looking for the best open look is really the recipe for success if you're the Tigers. Of course, they've had some good open looks. Kai Wilson has had a lot of great 3-point looks, just has yet to have one fall.
Hasn't been a great 3-point shooting night for Central in general. Just a few threes go through.
Now, Montgomery and Williams, I think, are the only players to record a made 3-point basket, and a near turnover by Central. Here's Ray Brown. She has 4, and that is going to be a personal foul on Brianna Burnham. That is her 3rd personal foul. She had picked up 2 early ones in the first half, but remained in the ball game. Ray Brown, oh, she's wide open from 3. She can't capitalize. Here's Brooklyn Burnham. Looking inside to Simon. She's going to pull it out. Looking for Mannion. She didn't know where the ball went. Now Middleton comes up with it, and a travel on the open look.
I mean, absolutely, just what an odd play that was. Mannion had no idea the ball was behind her, and then an open paint left by Central, and it ends up turning into their favor.
23, hands up.
Oh, Montgomery, a near traveling violation there. Williams driving inside, floater, oh, just bounces out. And Burnham wrestling with Montgomery for the basketball. Vilonia with a 5-point lead with 3:53 left to play in this ball game. Simon, the inbounder.
Screen it, pop. You got to cut harder.
And there's some solid full court press by the Tigers. She was looking for Middleton.
Wait on the screen and cut.
I'm surprised this full court press hasn't come in handy a lot of this game. Seems like Vilonia doesn't really have an answer.
Here's Burnham being chased by Ray Brown. She's driving full court, looking for her sister. She pump fakes on the 3. The floater's in. Now a 7-point advantage. Wilson driving hard, and now she's going to head to the free throw line. That's going to be Maddie Mannion's 2nd foul of the game.
This might be the answer for Central. Just drive in the paint, get a couple foul calls, hopefully get a few in some foul trouble. But so far, they haven't really been able to get to the free throw line much. Only 4 times on the night.
Wilson missed her first free throw of the game, and the free throws, when they have been at the line, they have yet to. They really have not been able to convert consistently. And Wilson, 1 of 2 from the line, as Coach Marlon Williams, he's going to take the timeout. Vilonia will have the basketball, as Central has cut this lead to just 6 with 3:34 remaining. Still a lot of time on the clock. But if you're Central, this next defensive possession is probably one of the biggest possessions of this ball game.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, we've talked a lot about active hands out of Central, right? A lot of times when Central finds the opportunity to try and swipe at a ball, even jump a passing lane, it has worked out for them exponentially. And I don't feel like in the fourth quarter they've been near as active. And it's definitely showing in the scoreboard right now. I believe this is the highest, or the biggest lead that Vilonia has held the entire game. A 6-point lead is not by any means difficult to get back from, but it's going to take a lot of active hands out of Central in order to try and get this ball, try and keep it closer to the half-court line. Don't allow them to try and get in the paint. Cover, I'm telling you, as long as you cover Mannion on the outside lane, you're going to be successful because they're not converting on a lot of these layups.
Well, this game compared to last year's matchup was a 75-65 win in favor of Central. And this game is definitely a lot different, as that's going to be a carry by Middleton, the second one they've called on her. I think every once in a while they let her get away with it, but the refs have been cracking down on that so far tonight. And like I just mentioned, this is a huge defensive possession, and it pays off. Turnover for the Eagles.
Gotta know where 12 and 33 are. Where are they at?
Here's Montgomery to Williams. Williams looking for somebody to cut. Ray Brown, Montgomery, she's open for a second. She's going to take the mid-range shot. It's long. Wilson with the rebound. Out to Day Davis. Hadn't seen her in a little bit. Another rebound by Wilson. She can't finish. 3 chances, and Central cannot capitalize. Here's a fourth. Day Davis inside. Finally gets it to go for the senior, and now it's just a 4-point lead by Vilonia.
You notice these active hands, jumping passing lanes. Central's starting to understand that very, very fast.
Pressure's coming, and there is I guess it was a kick ball violation. I'm not 100% sure what the call was. It will remain with the Eagles. I think a couple of the officials are going to talk this one over. Could have also been a trip. I'm not 100% sure. Oh, and bad news for Vilonia. Not only was that Burnham's just 4th foul, doesn't matter, but she's out of the game for a tripping violation. So just like that, Vilonia loses one of their most crucial players to this game. And now Alex Duff is going to come in to replace her. But a huge blow for Vilonia, as Taylor Day Davis is going to take the technical free throws, trying to cut this lead down. And that's what she's starting to do, just a 3-point deficit.
Burnham did not look happy going back over to that bench either.
And she can't capitalize there, but Central does get the basketball. Three-point lead by Vilonia. Kai Wilson, she's got the ball to Ray Brown. Elise Williams working on Middleton, out to Brown. Here's Day Davis, guarded by Middleton, working against the double, against the zone. Elise Williams, she got the second chance opportunity to go. Just a 1-point deficit for Central. Middleton pressured by Central, and almost a turnover by Vilonia. Out to Duff. Duff, she's open mid-range, nothing but air. And
We got a rebound stick back right there. How you gonna stop the game? How you gonna stop the game?
and there was a warning to somebody in the crowd, I believe. I don't know if it was a Central fan or if it was a Vilonia fan or nobody in particular, but the official, he pointed right at somebody.
Yeah.
He knew exactly who it was. I'm not sure if something was said, or? And now Coach Williams, he wants a conversation with his team. Kind of an odd turn of events the last minute or so. First of all, Brianna Burnham, if you're just now joining us, first of all, you joined at the right time. It's definitely one great game as Vilonia has a 1-point lead over the hometown Central Tigers. But Brianna Burnham was ejected from the game for a tripping violation. And so they lose one of their better sophomores, one of their better ball handlers, and some fan was, I guess, issued a warning.
Yes. Rambunctious given a warning by head referee, and I mean, what do you do there? Now it's very slow. It feels like everything's starting to collapse in on each other, right? And we're seeing Central try and get these traps in these corners at the timeline. So I'm very curious to know if they continue that aggression towards Vilonia.
But what a comeback by Central on their home court. As Keller, she's going to take the triple. No good. Middleton, she can't come away with the offensive rebound. Here's Ray Brown. Full court, floater. She can't finish. And now it's Vilonia basketball, 1:45 left to play in this fourth quarter. And Ray Brown had a great opportunity to push Central into the lead. Now it's going to be a foul on Montgomery. That's her second. But as I was mentioning earlier, Central has had to come back in this game. They've had to do a lot just to come back. And now Montgomery has the basketball, and she can't finish. Simon pulls it out, and she's going to be fouled by Ray Brown. And now Ray Brown picks up her second, and now we're going to have free throws.
We've only gone through about 10 seconds of game time in the past about 5 minutes.
Katie Simon, a 5'7" sophomore guard, her first free throw. She has 2 points on one made field goal tonight. She misses the first free throw. All the other 4 Eagles all back, and Simon can't convert either free throw opportunity. So still a 1-point lead by the visiting Eagles. Montgomery to Ray Brown. Wilson, left wing. Looking to Day Davis. Montgomery to Wilson. Wilson against Keller. Day Davis, she's open. Wing. 3! Central with the lead for the first time in the second half. And my mistake, first time in the fourth quarter as Vilonia, they've had a great fourth quarter up until this point, but that's going to be a foul. I believe that's going to be, that's going to be the third personal. Just the second personal on Elise Williams. And now Sydney Middleton, a fantastic free throw shooter. She's going to head to the free throw line, converts her first. So now just a 1-point lead by your Tigers. Amaria Gaston coming into the ball game now for Central. Montgomery's going to check out. Kylan Kinney also came into the ball game for the Eagles. Rebound by Day Davis. Ray Brown bringing the ball up. 50 seconds on the clock, 22 seconds on the game clock, or on the shot clock. Gaston, she has her shot blocked. Rebound, Vilonia, Mannion, she has it. Now it's Simon, back to Mannion. Mannion can't control the ball, and what's it going to be? Coach Simon was looking for a timeout. I don't think, he's not going to get it. It's going to be a jump ball in Central basketball.
Now you notice the moment that they started getting more active towards the ball is the moment that they started kind of finding a little bit of momentum.
And now Coach Simon's going to take the timeout, talking with his crew. I had mentioned earlier how one of Central's defensive possessions was perhaps the biggest of the game. Now this is the biggest defensive possession of the game. Is it Central's timeout?
It was the Central timeout.
Okay, it's Central's timeout. So 35.1 left to play. And again, huge defensive possession for Vilonia. But if you're Central, are you aggressive to try to, you'll have a full, you'll have a full 35 seconds on the shot clock. Just 1/10 of a second separate the shot and game clock. I imagine you just try to hold on to the basketball.
Absolutely, and that's not what they did the possession before. They somehow made it down into the paint and, forced up a shot. It ended up being blocked, and obviously it ended up working out in Central's favor in the long run, but you have to, in a close game like this, where you know that Vilonia can make it down the court and make a shot immediately if they need to, you need to hold on to this ball. A 1/10 of a second in between the clocks. This is literally the perfect situation for Central to be able to hold on to the ball, hopefully draw out a foul from Vilonia, and hopefully convert on those two free throws.
Both teams have really struggled from the free throw line so far tonight.
Now, what I do want to say, Vilonia does have a couple fouls to give here against Central. Only 3 fouls against Vilonia in this quarter, so can only imagine they'll start fouling.
Kai Wilson set to inbound for Central. She gets it into Day Davis. Vilonia not going to foul right away. Here's Ray Brown. Double. And now they're going to foul Taylor Day Davis. 26 seconds are left on the clock. Of course, like you said, they have foul to give. And now Kinsley Keller is going to check into the game for Kenny.
They have one more foul to give. And it looks like they were trying to get that press, maybe try and get a ball to get turned over.
Now Ray Brown has the basketball. Coach Simon just about on the court with them. Not happy with his team's defense, and now there's another foul.
He was wanting them to foul very badly. That's why he was on the court.
Now Simon will pick up the foul.
2 shots, we got boxed out.
And that first free throw is good for Chloe Ray Brown. Huge free throws for the senior guard. Second one is a quick release, and it's good, but Vilonia has a lot of time to work with. They have 18 seconds. Sydney Middleton, she's going to pull it for three. Oh, Sydney Middleton, what a three-point shot. She ties this game at 46. Timeout by Vilonia. Oh, my goodness, what a quick shot. What a huge clutch shot by the senior.
She's been hesitant this entire game. She does not hesitate to pull up, get that clutch three, and now it's tied 46-46 with 10.5 left.
Plays like that coming next fall to Martin, Tennessee. I assume Martin's in Martin, Tennessee. I'm not 100% sure about that. But what a turn of events. Central looked like they had maybe a cushion. But looking again at that three, like you said, no hesitation. And just about as perfect of a make as you could ask for. But Coach Simon was screaming at his defense. Well, he's really been screaming at both sides of the basketball all game long. But just really, the defense was able to pay off. And again, huge shot by Sydney Middleton.
Yeah,
just a huge shot.
And you could see it. You could see it in the way she was driving towards that three-point line. She knew she was going to do that the entire time. She wanted to get it off as fast as possible to give them time to, I would assume, call a timeout immediately.
Now, if you are Coach Williams, I imagine you're just drawing up maybe a look for the best possible shot. You have 12.1 to work with. That is more than enough time to come away with a good high percentage shot.
And you're assuming that this would be the last possession of the game for either team. So you would imagine that it's probably going to be something. You're going to probably see a full court or a half court press, I should say. And it's going to be, that's exactly what it's going to be. So Central going to do this very quickly.
I imagine Taylor Day Davis might have the ball in her hands sooner rather than later. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Not a lot of movement's been made. Ray Brown, and it's a turnover. And Burnham, she can't get it off in time. And now we are heading to overtime. What a finish to the fourth quarter, and what a first game of the Tiger Sports Network. here being played at Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of the historic Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. And Will, man, what a second half we've seen. It started off about as sloppy as it can be. No points through the first half of the third quarter, along with a multitude of turnovers. And then now you're tied at 46. Ray Brown, she was hitting some clutch free throws. And then Sydney Middleton had that huge three-pointer to tie this game up.
I mean, sprinted down the court in just 7 seconds, hit the shot with 12.1 left. I mean, you have to give it off to Vilonia, right? They kind of cleaned up their turnovers at the towards the end of the fourth quarter. It led to a lot of points. We actually had a higher scoring fourth quarter than we did the third quarter, so that's always a plus for us here on the sideline. But this is going to be a very rough and physical overtime, I have a feeling, Chris.
Well, and Vilonia's already playing shorthanded. No Kim Henry tonight. Did not suit up, and Brianna Burnham was ejected in the fourth quarter. And now Brooklyn Burnham is going to be at center court, tipping off against Amaria Gaston. Central won the first tip, and now they win the second tip of overtime. Here's Elise Williams. Haven't really called her name much since the first half. Ray Brown looking for a teammate, guarded by Kenny. Kai Wilson to Ray Brown. Day Davis with the ball on the wing, guarded by Middleton. Ray Brown. Davis, three ball. Off the back iron, no good, but Ray Brown comes up with the ball, flips it up and in.
And remember, Chris, it's only 4 minutes on the clock for this overtime, so need to do a lot in very little time.
And Middleton, that's going to be a blocking foul on Chloe Ray Brown. Vilonia was actually working with just 4 players for that moment as Brooklyn Burnham was taking a second to tie her shoe. She was trying to go as quickly as she could, and now actually Chloe Ray Brown, her night is over. Didn't realize that is her 5th personal foul. And so she is done for the night as Middleton knocks down the first free throw. Both teams in the bonus. And Middleton's second free throw coming up, and just her first miss of the night from the charity stripe. She's 3 of 4, and Central holds on to a 1-point lead.
They're going to see a lot of ball holding by Central, trying to draw this clock out.
Alexis Montgomery checked in for Brown. Wilson to Williams in the corner. Wilson has a little bit of separation. She's looking for Day Davis, though, working on Middleton. Out to Williams, 3 ball. Oh! Short, but Wilson, second chance opportunity, pays off. 3-point lead for your Tigers. Simon, overhead pass to Mannion. She's been quiet in this fourth quarter. Middleton driving baseline, reverse layup is good. Now just a 1-point lead again by Central.
It's been a game of runs all day. I mean,
it's going to be a foul on Middleton, and Day Davis is going to head to the free throw line. She was 1 of 2 her last trip to the charity stripe. 2:15 left to play in this overtime period. And that was a smooth shot by Day Davis. And now she looks to make her second. And she's 1 of 2, just a 2-point lead by the Tigers. And the ball is in. It's actually going to be a foul on Gaston. I believe that's just her 4th person. Nope, they're saying that is her 5th personal. So, like Chloe Ray Brown, Amaria Gaston, her night is over. And Rosabella Onyango coming back into the game. She has 2 points on the night, multiple rebounds. And Middleton knocks in the first free throw.
Middleton's been very clutch in this fourth quarter and overtime, hitting multiple free throws.
She went 1 of 2 her last trip and changes to 2 of 2 on that one. Williams met by a Vilonia press. They break it. Here's Day Davis to Williams. Montgomery on the wing. And Middleton. Oh, it's off of Williams. I thought Middleton tipped that ball out, but it hit Williams at some point, and now Vilonia has the basketball. Middleton being pressured, and are they going to give Vilonia a timeout? Simon was just trying to get some referee's attention, and they will give him the timeout. So 51-51 is the score with 1:48 left to play in this overtime period. Man, this game has been a close one all night long.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, end of the first half, a 1-point lead. Going into the fourth quarter, it was a 1-point lead on Central's side. I mean, every single aspect of this has been incredibly close, and now it's probably going to come down to these fouls. Both teams in the bonus. It's going to be a very hard-fought last minute and 48 here.
I do believe that the largest lead of the game was just 7, and that was to open the game. Vilonia was struggling to shoot the ball and, well, was struggling to even get a shot off as they had 3 turnovers on the first 3 possessions of the game. But since then, they've been able to come back and force overtime. Mannion with the ball, trying to get it across half court. They just do in time. Here's Middleton, gonna pull it out. Tie game, Middleton to Simon. Simon driving back to Middleton. Picked up by Elise Williams, the senior against the junior.
And Mannion is free.
Middleton steps through off the front of the rim on Yango with the clutch rebound.
She had Mannion over in the corner.
Wilson driving, kicks out. Montgomery, foots on the line. Short, Wilson, rebound is good. Kai Wilson has been crashing the offensive glass tonight. A second chance opportunity look there. Middleton to Mannion. Oh, she thought about the 3. Middleton. Keep an eye on number 23, Maddie Mannion. Oh, Kenny almost lost the basketball. And another timeout by Coach Simon. I believe that is the last timeout of the game for Vilonia. Central still has both of theirs, but 47 seconds, or just under 47 seconds left to play in this overtime period, and Coach Simon has not really been happy with the execution by his team the last couple of minutes in this overtime period.
I thought at some point he was going to make it past the half-court line screaming. Definitely feels like, Vilonia's a little lost on what they want to try and do. Do they want to try and tie this? Do they want to try and take the lead with 45 seconds left? I don't even really think there's a right answer here, Chris.
I just get points. In my opinion, just get some points on the board. I mean, this is overtime. You can't really pick and choose which type of shot you want. Obviously, you want the best shot possible, but get points. That's what it comes down to, and 14 seconds are left on the shot clock for Vilonia. 46.8 to be exact are your seconds on the game clock.
It's going to be a very, very eventful 46.8 seconds. I mean, this is one of the best games I've seen in a minute this year.
And this is the type of stuff you'll be seeing a lot of nights if you just continue to tune into the Tiger Sports Network all year long. Can't promise you they will all be overtime finishes, but I can promise you they will be entertaining and fantastic basketball games to watch. Here's Simon, guarded by Montgomery. Gets it to Middleton. Burnham Burnham's got it. Looking, turnover. Wilson's got the ball. She's going full court. Picked up, and she can't convert. Elise Williams grabs the board. Here's Taylor Davis, and they're going to try to foul her. And Katie Simon, I believe that's her 5th personal of the game. Her night is over as Keller's going to come back into the ball game. But Taylor Davis, traditionally she's a solid free throw shooter, but tonight she's shooting just 50% from the charity stripe. Big free throws coming up for the senior. First one's good. 3-point lead now for the... I was about to say the Senators. I'm still a little bit used to that, but no. 3-point lead now by Central, and 4-point lead by your Tigers. Coach Williams taking just the first time out of the game. Talk some things over, but clutch free throw shooting for Taylor Davis.
And I do want to kind of point out, if the Lady Tigers end up holding on, what won this game was second chance opportunities in the paint. I mean, you saw it just right there. Day Davis, along with the entirety, it feels like, of the Central Tigers team, it has been pulling down every rebound in this overtime and been able to convert every single second chance opportunity. And it's led to this 4-point lead, and 4 points is a lot with 25 seconds left.
Kai Wilson has really been sort of an animal on that offensive glass. He's given this team multiple second chance looks, and Elise Williams was the one that grabbed the second chance opportunity that time, leading to the Day Davis free throws. What a time to go perfect from the charity stripe. But 25.4 seconds remain on the clock. That is more than enough time for Vilonia, who's a solid 3-point shooting team, to get a shot off. Maybe a couple of shots off. Do you think they try to go for 2 or try to go for, cut this lead down to just 1?
I think what's most likely going to happen, because we saw it at the end of the 4th quarter, we saw Middleton run down the court and immediately pull up. I don't know if it's going to act out that exact way, but I do expect a very fast shot here.
Middleton draws the double, and it's going to be a foul on Montgomery.
That's almost worst case scenario for Vilonia there.
Yeah, that's 4th personal on Montgomery. 2 free throws coming up for Middleton. A solid free throw shooter. Could potentially trim this lead to 2. And the best she can do is 3.
She's been great from the charity stripe the entire overtime and 4th quarter, so surprising miss there.
She goes 1 of 2. Williams breaks free. Here's Day Davis. I would think they would need to foul pretty soon. Day Davis, no foul. A lot of time going off the clock. Wilson, and now Wilson is going to be the one at the free throw line. It seemed like a good 10, 12 seconds went off the clock. Coach Simon was screaming foul in order to get his team just to foul somebody. It was originally, I think they wanted to foul Day Davis to try to test her free throw shooting ability, and now Kai Wilson will extend this back to a 4-point lead. Let's see if she can give her team a 5-point cushion. Big free throw coming up, and she does it. 5-point lead for the for Central. Middleton, pump fake, trying to draw a foul, and she does. And that's going to be a 3-point attempt, I do believe. So Sydney Middleton, 3 free throws coming up.
Referee's talking it over. I think it was a shot attempt. So
That's what Middleton was trying to sell. Got both. It was both Williams and maybe Montgomery up into the air. Williams picks up the personal. That's her 3rd, so she will be shooting 3 free throws here. And she can't make the first. They definitely needed that. You definitely have to make these next 2 just to be able to come away with some sort of advantage. maybe a quick steal and a three-pointer, maybe an and one, just something. But with 1.5 seconds, there's not a great opportunity, not a great chance that something occurs, and that missed free throw is going to do it. Little Rock Central takes the win over the Vilonia Eagles for the first Tigers Sports Network broadcast. Have to say, Will, this was an incredible game through all 5 periods.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, second chance points won that game for Central. I mean, coming down into the stretch of overtime, I mean, you saw so many missed shots, and then immediately going back up with it off a rebound. I mean, Central it was a gritty overtime win. Very well played by the Lady Tigers.
And we're going to be able to have the opportunity to talk with Coach Williams, I do believe, in just a moment. Actually, my mistake. We will be getting him at the halftime of the boys game. So until then, Will, let's go ahead and just talk a little bit about what we saw tonight. First of all, Central started out on a 9-2 run thanks to several Vilonia turnovers, and right away it just seemed like Central was going to have control of the game, but Vilonia, they came back.
Yeah, it started kind of feeling like, I mean, you saw towards that middle of the first quarter, their turnovers started to kind of look up a little bit, and then ever so slowly it turned into that. It ever so slowly turned into a little bit of a dogfight towards the end of the first, and it never stopped from there.
So I was mistaken. Coach Williams is going to have a conversation with us right now. Go ahead and get him hooked up. Coach Williams, thank you for joining us, and congratulations on the win. The last home game, I believe, of the 2024 year, or second to last,
yeah,
right?
Sir.
Well, Coach Wynn, again, congratulations on a grinded out win. Talk to us about that overtime period. You guys had to really come back, especially those last 2 periods.
Yeah. I mean, Vilonia is a well-coached team. They do a good job. I knew we was going to be in for a good dogfight with them. Last year it was the same way. But that's good. That's healthy for us at the beginning of the year. You know, to be able to dig deep and scratch out a win. Got in a little foul trouble. Didn't make the shots from outside very well. Kind of turned it over in some key moments, but you know, the main thing is we battled back and figured it out.
And I do want to ask you about that overtime, because it felt like what won you that game was your second chance opportunities. You didn't have a lot of those throughout regulation, but once it came to overtime, missing those threes and immediately being able to put up those rebounds, was that kind of a focal point for you going into overtime?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we wasn't getting on the boards very much in the third and fourth. So that was definitely a point of emphasis to attack the glass, you know, get second chance opportunities. I mean, they did a good job packing the lane, but we just couldn't get, you know, clean drives to the basket. So yeah, somebody shoot it, get in there and see what we can claw out.
Well, shots were not falling throughout the night, and you guys were still able to come back from, I believe, a 5-point deficit was the most that you guys faced. And, you know, what were you telling your team just to be able to keep their heads in the game? I mean, missed shots, consistent missed shots, I know that gets to a lot of players.
Yeah. No, our kids are mentally tough. They've been through a lot. Just one stop at a time, one possession at a time, and just kind of grind it back. It looks a lot better when you cut it to 3, and then you cut it to 2, get it down to a 1 possession game, and you still feel like you're in the game. So they did a great job with that.
Well, Coach, Harbert coming up and just on the 20th.
Yes, sir.
What do you have to say about that matchup?
It's going to be a track meet. Harbor is a really good team. They shoot the 3 ball very well. They're very athletic. They like to get out in transition as well as us. So it should be a fun game to watch. And they are definitely an up-and-coming team. Been having my eye on them for the last couple of years. They got some young kids, but they are tough.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us as Coach Marlon Williams. And, of course, Central with a 4-point grinded-out overtime victory here at home. From all of us here at the Tigers Sports Network, thank you so much for tuning in. We will just have another game in about 8 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We'll have the boys' game just after this.
Thank you, Coach.
You guys are awesome, man.
Thank you.
Big time.
Appreciate you, Coach. So typically what we'll try to do is post-game, especially when you get a conference, we double headed and everything. At home, for sure, on the road, it kind of depends on they work. We like to bring over the boards, get them assistant, maybe one of the girls over. Yes, sir. I've been doing a lot of research on all those. Chris just graduated from Washington. So he was on Robinson football for us this year. Now over basketball here. I'm glad. Absolutely. Looking forward to it. It'll be fun. I know. I come out. One of your girls was like, "Wait, are y'all the ones doing the commentating?" Us, right? I was like, "Yes, ma'am." She's like, "All right, let's go." Very excited. Good deal. Good. Appreciate you guys. Yes, sir. That's it. Appreciate it. It was late. That was late. That was fourth quarter. I'd say it's probably halfway. It was Burnham, right? 14? Yeah, it was Burnham. Okay.
first year coaches.
We'll let them do their thing.
First year coaches. I have a bunch of these guys. Okay, it's just there.
I don't have a run on.
We can try and talk. I guess that's him on the screen. Oh, dang it. What's not correct about it?
Hey, mention that they're for sale.
And welcome back to the Tigers Sports Network, presented by Natural State Sports. We are live here from the historic Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas, where your Little Rock Central Tigers will be facing the Vilonia Eagles.
Dedication, skill, and hard work have led him to surpass 1,000 points.
And Luke Moore at center court being honored for surpassing 1,000 points after their last game.
As a four-year starter, Luke has not only been a leader on the court, but also a model of perseverance and sportsmanship. His relentlessness, drive, and commitment to excellence have set a high standard for future generations of athletes at Central. This remarkable achievement reflects his passion for the game and the countless hours of practice and effort he has put into honing his craft. Congratulations, Luke, on this outstanding milestone.
1,000 points, over 1,000 points on his high school basketball career. That is an accomplishment that a lot of players want to be able to say they have scored 1,000 points in their career. Not many are able to say that.
Yep, absolutely. And I mean, the way he did it just a couple nights ago, a 25-point double-double with 11 rebounds. I mean, just for a double-double to get you to that 1,000th point, that's special.
Well, if you're just joining us for the first time, you missed an overtime thriller between the Lady Eagles of Vilonia and the Lady Tigers of Little Rock Central High School. That was a fantastic finish. Both teams had to come back throughout various points of the game, and again, it was an overtime finish. And now we'll have another great matchup between two teams with two first-year head coaches. Will, why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So Shelby Lewis, an assistant coach just last year with that championship-winning Central team, moved up to the head coaching role just this year, first-year head coach. And then we also have on the other side Russ Pennell, first season on the Vilonia side. So it's going to be a really interesting way. It's going to be very fun and interesting to see how each of them kind of approaches this game. They have never faced each other as head coaches, so it's going to be very interesting.
Well, this is the first season for Russ Pennell in the high school ranks. Has been a college and professional coach throughout his coaching career, as We'll take a look at the starting lineups for Vilonia right quick. Number 3, Cade Keller. Number 5, Harrison Lane. Number 12, Brody Jansky. Number 24, Jonathan Sutterfield. And number 25, Lane Turner. Those are your starters for the Eagles. And now the starters for your Little Rock Central Tigers. Go ahead and take a look from left to right. Clay Blair, the junior guard, starting. Going to run the point for this Central team. Trey Aleem, the sophomore guard. Then Brandon Wright, another sophomore guard. A lot of sophomores in the starting lineup. Another one in Daylon Thomas, the sophomore forward. And then Luke Moore, the senior guard, finishing it out. And of course, Luke Moore, as we just mentioned, 1,000 points on his high school career. In 4 years, not even a full 4 years, has he accomplished that feat. And there's Brandon Wright, the sophomore. Had a solid game recently. I believe he's on a really nice streak right now. Brandon Wright?
He is. He has had 14 points in 3 straight games. He's been incredible on the backboard as just a small guard, amazing on the backboard. And I mean, I'm very excited to see how he plays against this team, because I'm looking for another 14, maybe 15-point performance out of Brandon Wright. He's been a very good second option behind Luke Moore.
Well, to introduce ourselves one more time, and just for the first time, if you're just now joining us, I'm Chris Gay, your play-by-play commentator. This is Will Stafford, your color analyst. It is our first game here commentating, sitting courtside here at Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. And of course, it is the first boys broadcast of the game for the Tiger Sports Network, as Lane Turner, the 6'5" senior, at center court to tip off for the Eagles, and they get the tip early. No contest on the tip-off. Here's Turner, shoveling off to his teammate Jansky.
Come on, Sean.
Central playing some solid defense here, as the Eagles have yet to get into the paint so far. Here's Turner, kicks out. It's going to be a traveling violation, so don't count the three-point basket. And now here is Luke Moore, the star senior guard. As we mentioned, has already eclipsed 1,000 points on his high school career. Three-pointer, Blair in the corner, off the front of the rim, rebound by Thomas. Moore, nice cut from Luke Moore, and a beautiful finish.
Yeah, Luke Moore set up by Day Davis there. Luke Moore is always going to find his.
And Clay Blair, great defense against Cade Keller, forcing the turnover, and now Central has the basketball. Here's Thomas looking inside for Moore. Moore can't finish, but he will be heading to the free throw line. He was working on the shorter Harrison Lane, only 5'9". Moore's listed at 6'2". Moore looking for his first points tonight, and he's got them.
Got 3 points.
Ah, you're right. Luke Moore now searching for his 4th point tonight. My mistake. And he's so far he's perfect from every shot he's attempted tonight. Central showing the full court press. Blair on Keller. So far this season, Vilonia 5-4 on the year. Central struggling with a 3-7 record. Here's Turner, three-pointer, bang! Lane Turner with the triple to open up for Vilonia. Thomas shovels to Blair. Blair's going to pull it out. Moore guarded by Lane. Moore to a cutting Aleem. Aleem to Thomas. Thomas inside, and an easy finish.
And that's where Brandon Wright thrives, just sitting around in the paint, waiting for his opportunity. Day Davis finds him easily cutting.
Here's Turner. Vilonia looking to move the basketball. Inside, great breakup by Moore, and it'll be Central basketball. And it was good recognition by Cade Keller to get a hand on that ball and stops the Central break. Here's Moore on the wing. Looking to pass. Here's Day Thomas driving, hangs and finishes. And Coach Bunnell not happy at all with his team as now Central has jumped out to a 5-point lead.
I'm already loving what I'm seeing from Day Thomas. Very active on the boards. I feel like all of the film that I've watched, every time Day Davis is more active on the boards, it normally means that Central's going to be able to turn those into points or even just easy cutouts and to reset a play. So I'm very excited to be able to see Day Davis really trying to be more active.
He had 9 rebounds, 2 steals, and a block in the early victory this season against Little Rock Parkview, which ended up, he was the Burr Nation K9's dog of the game after that performance. Really helping Central come out with the victory, an early season victory, and since then Central's been trying to get back to that same type of success.
I do definitely want to see more of Trey Aleem in this offense. He hasn't eclipsed that 11-point mark since just a week ago, but I definitely want to see him a little more. He's a very good passer and a very good shooter at that.
Keller gets it in. Here's Lane. And Lane, he's going to step out of bounds, was more focused about getting across the half-court line, and that will be a turnover for Vilonia. Here's Aleem. A tall 6'3" guard gets it to Thomas. Right, he's going to shoot the 3, misses. Here's Aleem working, reverse finish, and tipped in by Brandon Wright.
And I promise that will not be the last tip-in that Brandon Wright has. He's very active on the glass and is very good at converting.
Coach Bunnell, just like Coach Simon of Vilonia girls, very loud and very much right next to us, and that's going to be another Eagle turnover. So an early 7-point lead by your hometown Tigers.
Lots of deja vu here, Chris.
Exactly right. The last game, the first game of this broadcast was the Lady Eagles and the Lady Tigers, and Central jumped out to a 7-point lead but lost it and actually ended up going into overtime before coming away with a victory, and now a 9-point lead by Central. What a finish by Aleem.
Trey Aleem, man, is incredible at finishing at the rim. I would argue behind Luke Moore the best at finishing at the rim as a guard.
Lane picked up by Moore. Keller looking for a cutter. Looking inside. What a finish. Inside for Vilonia. It's just her second basket of the game as a team. Here's Wright. He's going to take the triple, and he's going to nail the triple. 1 of 2 from 3 so far today.
Brandon Wright, a very good three-point shooter. You're going to see a lot more out of him as well.
That's going to be a foul. Let's see who they're going to give it to. It will be on Brandon Wright.
Just trying to be active at the timeline, and obviously eventually it's not going to go your way, but it has been going their way the past few possessions, so I definitely do not blame Wright there.
Don't look at me like that!
Watkins.
Here's Turner. Lane in the corner. Inside to Hollis, outside to Turner. Turner, three-pointer. He made his first attempt, doesn't make it that time. Possession arrow in favor of the Tigers. You know, we haven't really talked a lot about this so far tonight, but both of these teams, and I'm talking about the Lady Tigers and this Tiger squad, had a very successful 2023-24 season, so much so that both teams were crowned 6A state champions. And they're just one of the few programs, as Aleem actually, no one was able to finish there, as Vilonia has the basketball, but both of these teams 6A state champs last season. And for the women's squad, just the first time in their history that they were able to become 6A state champs. And for the boys squad, well, that adds to, trying to count, banner number 21. So they have 21 state championships in their history, going back to 1910 was their first state championship. Incredible history that's been played here in this arena. And now Central looking to overcome sort of a slow start to the year and trying to make it banner number 22. Inside, Wright's open from three again. He's long on that one. Blair picks up the ball. Inside to Wright. Wright spins, and he shuffled his feet. It's going to be a turnover in favor of the Eagles.
And Day-Day Davis no longer on the court. Trey Stewart comes in his place just a few seconds ago.
And Trey Davis, the do-it-all sophomore, just had a birthday yesterday, so happy belated birthday, Trey Stewart, as the basket goes for Hollis. His second point, or excuse me, his second basket of the night, 4 points now on the night. Moore, deep three off the back iron. Rebound, Hollis.
And that's the type of look you want Luke Moore to be taking. Maybe a little deep, but it's something he makes regularly.
Here's Keller. Cutting, Hollis, 6 points on the night. Solid outing. Aleem on the wing, gets it to Blair. Hounded by Keller, now picked up by Turner. Moore maneuvering the offense. Aleem step through, athletic move. Turner swatted it out of bounds. But it was a foul on Cade Watkins, the junior.
Trey Aleem, a very good free throw shooter as well. So now if he misses these two, Chris, that is not my fault.
Oh, yeah, no jinx?
No commentator jinx.
Okay,
that is
well,
not my fault.
We'll see what Trey Aleem does here at the charity stripe. Oh, okay. Yep, looking good so far. One more left to go. Now into the ball game for the first time, Jacob Marshall and C.J. King for the Tigers. Clay Blair and Wright check out. And, well, you jinxed it, kind of.
50-50.
Here's Keller. Turner. Up top is Lane. Here's Hollis. He has 6 points. Hot start for him so far tonight. Here's Turner. Back to Hollis. Not a lot of movement with the ball. It's going to be a turnover. Another one for Vilonia. And a toe in and out. It would have been a fantastic finish by the junior guard C.J. King. It just rolls in and out. But he will have a chance to still score those 2 points at the free throw line.
CJ King, a very fast and very decidable guard. Very, very quickly makes his decision and will immediately go up with it. CJ goes 1 for 2 on those free throws there.
Here's Keller bringing the ball up for the Eagles. Turner, right side. Turner spins, and nice pass to Keller on the wing. Can't finish the three-pointer. Marshall up to Aleem. Aleem, and it's going to be a Tiger turnover. Turner showing off the handles, and now that's going to be a blocking foul. That will be King that picks up the personal, just his first foul of the night. That will be the third team foul, and now that's going to be another foul. Actually, just a second team foul. Now it will be the third team foul, this time on Luke Moore, his first.
Central started hot, maybe cooled off just a little bit, but still a sizable lead here at 8. Make it 7.
First free throw goes for Turner. Last year, he had the highest free throw percentage on this Vilonia squad. Looking good so far. If he gets a second one, and he does not, so there's my jinx right there, and a quick 2 seconds went off the clock, and now the Tigers with a 7-point lead over the visiting Eagles after the first quarter of play. Do not go anywhere, and I mean do not. We have second quarter action here on the Tiger Sports Network right after this break.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome back to Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of Little Rock Central High School. You are watching the Tigers Sports Network. Well, we have a special guest right now, Steve Henson of the Maumelle Sports Network and the Natural State Sports Network. You do a little bit of everything, but Steve, what do you have for us?
Look, I'm getting a thumbs down from Will over there, and I've already almost been beaten up on the other side because of my hat. But hey, listen, I hope you guys are excited for our Tiger Sports Network, our inaugural broadcast, and we're excited to be here. Hope you guys make sure you hit that subscribe button, share the links out, and do us a favor as well. If you're looking for an opportunity to sponsor this network, we have a lot of opportunities. You know, these guys like to call the three-pointers and the dunks and the free throws and everything else. Your business can be mentioned at each and every one of those, each and every one of those three-pointers, free throws, and as well as fouls, timeouts, coaches' corners. So I'll let Chris take it back over, but you guys, I hope you're enjoying this inaugural broadcast on the Tiger Sports Network.
All right, well, thank you, Steve Henson, and enjoy the broadcast from right here courtside. But here's a nice drive by King. It was a tough jab step, froze the defense, and first field goal, that is, for CJ King.
CJ King going to be a very, very, I think, good player here in the next couple years, and he could upgrade to that this year. Just needs to work on his turnovers a little bit, and he'll be a #1 scoring option very soon.
Of course, this is a very young team. He is one of 5 juniors on the squad, which is filled of mostly sophomores. Luke Moore, the one senior, and Lane Turner, another senior for the Eagles. He can't finish there. Jacob Marshall. Kick out. King looking for his second basket. Can't find it. Thomas fighting for the board. There it's Stewart fighting for the rebound, but it's actually going to be Lane. Harrison Lane, the 5'9" guard, getting the rebound over 2 guys that are about 6 foot.
Whatever works.
Yeah, he was giving up a lot of size, but still comes up with the rebound.
You know, I'm going to jump in here and give a little bit of
ahead.
analysis because this is a Vilonia team that I get to see twice a year, every single year.
That's right.
Super athletic team. Now, they're missing some pieces, obviously, from what they've had over the last couple of years, but a very strong team. Now here's the crazy thing, though, when you think about these two teams bringing in new coaches this year. Obviously, Coach Ross moves on, and so new coach with Coach Lewis here. And then, you know, you look at the trajectory typically of coaches, and you watch, they go from high school, college, to the professional level. This has been almost the reverse for Coach Pennell, as he was at Arizona State, took a team to the Sweet 16 there, was in the WNBA as an interim there as well. And, you know, you'd think that maybe coming to the high school level, he had a little less stress. I don't know that he's had much less stress so far here tonight.
No, probably not, but thank you, Steve, for that. That was definitely something that I was going to mention as well, and he's obviously the coaching carousel for him as he's been all over. Specifically, he started. First of all, he was a great basketball player at the University of Central Arkansas. Was a 2-year starter at point guard, and previously played under Eddie Sutton for 1 year at Arkansas. And during the 79-80 season, started his career as a volunteer assistant at Pittsburgh State. Then was an Oklahoma State assistant for his first true coaching job. And then he wasn't a head coach until Arizona, where he was their interim head coach. Took them, like you said, to the Sweet 16 as that three-point attempt won't fall for the Eagles. Turner has the ball and can't finish with the left hand. Here's Thomas. He's taking it full court. Marshall thought about the three and gets it into Thomas, who finishes inside for 2.
Now, I do want to point out that these defensive rebounds have been something that Central has struggled with this entire season. So far they've been a little bit lucky on these bounces, but they definitely need to be a little more aggressive.
Looking for Hollis. Now they get it outside to Keller. Keller trying to drive baseline. He'll draw the blocking foul on Trey Stewart. That's his first. 3 new substitutions in for the Tigers. Luke Moore, Clay Blair come into the ball game, as well as Gavin Holman for the first time, the 6'3" sophomore guard.
Gavin Holman, a great true point guard. Looks for all the assists he possibly can.
Three-pointer dialed up, and the corner won't fall. Here's Brandon Wright. Kicks out to Blair. Blair, nice ball movement on the fast break by Central.
Day Thomas at 6 points already.
Keller brings the ball up, had the most assists on this team last year. Looking for somebody to get open. It's Keller again. This time it's Turner. Waits for the screen. It's Turner open on the left wing. Three-pointer is good. Second triple of the game for the senior Turner. Blair. Easy layup off the fast break. Coach Pennell not happy with this team at all. He's been putting in substitutions left and right, trying to figure out what lineup works best.
Vilonia's getting killed on the fast break by Central every single time.
Here's the corner, and it's going to be a travel. And another turnover for Vilonia as Harrison Lane is going to check in, and Brody Jansky is going to check out. Aline to Moore. Moore looking for somebody to get open. He's going to Throw the cross-court pass to Blair, who rattles in the three. Clay Blair, his first three-pointer of the game.
And we talked a lot about hesitation in the most recent game between the Lady Tigers and the Lady Eagles. I will tell you this now, Clay Blair will not hesitate to pull the trigger if he can. Very good three-point shooter.
Taylor, tough finish at the rack. On that left side, here's Wright, kicks it out to Aleem. Blair, oh, he's feeling it. Second triple.
I'm telling you, Clay Blair will not hesitate, and he will hit, I mean, to me, 75% of those threes every single time. If he's feeling it, he will hit every shot.
Turner on that right side, guarded by Holman. Lane on the left side. It's Turner, pump fakes, looking to drive, kicks out to Lane, but he will draw the foul.
That'd be a miss if I did not mention 31 points is the match for the Lady Tigers in the first half last game. So much more high scoring for the men's Tigers team.
Exactly right. I mean, yeah, 31 points, like you said, a 16-point lead by the hometown Tigers as Keller's going to check out. And Cade Watkins is going to check in. He has 2 personals already, but he's going to still check back in. Brandon Wright's going to check out. CJ King, who only came out just a few minutes ago, he's going to come back in. Here's Mannion. Kicks it to Lane in the corner. Turner driving, kicks Mannion. Good ball movement by the Eagles, but Central recovers. Turner thought about the triple. And now an open look in the corner is good. Cade Watkins, his first points of the ball game. Aleem kicks out to Blair. CJ King to Aleem in the corner. Blair, oh, three-pointer doesn't fall. His first 2, all 3 of his attempts actually have been from that same right wing spot. Just couldn't find it that time.
Clay Blair is one of those, if he catches fire, again, I think he has less hesitation than he already does when he's on fire.
Here's Moore. Step back, long 2. He drains it. Luke Moore, 8 points so far in this game, all from 2-point land. Here's Mannion. Turner, he thought about pulling the deep triple. Lane gets it to Mannion. Back to Turner, off the back iron. Rebound Holman, but Lane right there forces the jump ball.
Very heads-up play by Vilonia there to get that jump ball, because that was Gavin Holman's rebound the entire way down. That jump ball gives the ball right back to Vilonia.
Well, Lane gives up a lot of size like we've established at 5'9", but he hustles hard and does everything you need to do if you're an undersized player to make winning plays. Mannion, I wonder if he's as good of a shooter as his sister, because he's had a couple of open looks that are, I would think he would need some more open looks. Here's Lane, kicks it to Mannion. We'll see here, and he drains it. Mac Mannion with the three-pointer. And Moore is going to draw the foul on Cade Watkins. That's going to be Watkins, his 3rd foul. Watkins will come out. And Brody Jansky, the senior guard, comes back in. Blair picked up by Jansky. Inside, nice cut by Aleem. And a huge 14-point lead now by the Tigers. Turner driving, kicks out. Jansky passes up the shot for Mannion. Lane has it in the left corner. Mannion, he hit a three just a moment ago. He nails his second three.
I think the Mannions can shoot.
I think they can too. Mac Mannion with 6 points on back-to-back three-pointers. Here's Luke Moore. He's going to pull it out. Let some time off the clock. About 4 seconds separate the shot and game clock. Shot clock at 20. Aleem trying to direct the offense. Ten seconds on the shot clock. Blair has that shot blocked. Yeah, it's not going to be easy for the 5'7" Clay Blair to get that three-pointer up over 6'5" Lane Turner. But Central is fortunate to get the ball right back. Blair will inbound, gets it into King. King looking to drive, spins, looking to attack the basket, has it blocked. Turner, and that's going to be an easy layup by Jansky as the buzzer expired, and honestly not a bad way to end the second quarter for Vilonia, as now they have trimmed this lead to 9. Well, 35-26 is your score as your Little Rock Central Tigers lead the visiting Eagles of Vilonia High School. Just right quick before we head into break, what have you seen so far from this Central group?
I've seen a lot of aggression down in the fast break. I feel like Vilonia has not been able to really find an answer for the fast break of Central, and Central has taken advantage of it every single time.
Now, if you're Vilonia, what are you seeing? Obviously, they've trimmed this lead just a little bit. It was a 15-point lead at one point, and now it's just 9-point lead. What do they have to do to continue their upward momentum?
Again, it comes down to those fast break points. I mean, you have Central who scored about 90% of their shots off the fast break. A couple just outside passes equaled a few points, but it really does feel like Central has the advantage when it comes to sprinting down the court. And so I think if you're Vilonia, you need to find a way, maybe full court press or even half court press. It feels like they're kind of allowing Central to kind of run their offense and giving them the shots they want. And if you're Vilonia, you really need to try and force them into a tough shot, because it feels like especially Luke Moore is getting the easiest shots of his life.
Well, we will see what adjustments both teams make during the halftime break. Until then, don't go anywhere. We will have the second half action of this Little Rock Central versus Vilonia matchup on the Tiger Sports Network after the break.
Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience captivating research opportunities. Let them experience more hands-on opportunities with new technology. Let them experience cutting-edge career pathways. Let them experience creativity and expression through the arts. Let them experience more opportunities to innovate and compete regionally and nationally. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart. Let them experience passions through extracurriculars. Let them experience teamwork, discipline, and resilience through sports. Let them experience leadership and service to community. Let them experience on-the-job training through internships and job shadowing. Let them experience the excitement of performing through drama and dance. More opportunities for kids. It's what sets Little Rock School District apart.
And welcome back to the second half of this Central versus Vilonia matchup on the Tiger Sports Network. The first broadcast ever being produced here on the Tiger Sports Network. A pretty historic moment in the history of the Natural State Sports Network. And we are all very glad that you were able to tune in. Definitely, when you have a chance, subscribe to our socials, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Would very much appreciate it. It just helps expand this network. As Luke Moore was fouled, I don't think the shot will count. But so far, as we enter the third quarter, it's Central with a 9-point advantage over Vilonia. Had a solid shooting start, and Vilonia has had to grind just to be able to have some opportunities to come back. Moore, tough finish. He can't come away with the points, and Thomas is going to pick up the foul.
Push it up. Here we go.
Just Thomas's first foul of the game. Nobody in foul trouble really for either team. Cade Watkins did pick up 3 in the first half, but Central just has several players with one personal, and inside it's Turner with the baby hook. Blair working inside, and he finishes at the rack.
And again, those fast break opportunities for Central, and they're capitalizing every single time, it feels like.
Wasn't even really a fast break because Vilonia just scored at the other end, but Central, they've been able to work it inside, and they've scored a lot of points in the paint.
It really shouldn't have been a fast break, but it ended up turning into one.
Turner can't finish at the rim, and Brandon Wright ends up with the basketball. Wright going right at the teeth of the defense, can't finish. And the ball does go away to be Vilonia, and now Vilonia turns it right back over to the Tigers, and Coach Bunnell can tell he's just doing whatever he can to stay calm. There's been a lot of turnovers from his Vilonia team, and they still just trail by 9. Blair looking for a cutter. Aleem, left wing, pulls back, and it will be a charge on, or an offensive foul on Trey Aleem.
Circle 4. Run it through. Run it through.
6:17 left to play in this third quarter of action here at Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse. Turner working on Thomas, and he can't finish the baby hook. And here's Luke Moore. Moore, overhead pass to Aleem. Aleem muscling his way inside and finishes against the defense.
Wanted his revenge for what he thought should have been 2 points down the court just last possession. Finally gets his 2.
Turner has been the leading scorer all night for Vilonia. Jansky looking for somebody. Turner pump fakes, dribbling inside, and he can't finish the floater right. Another rebound. Blair looking for more. Moore hacked on his way up. I believe that was Jonathan Sutterfield. He's going to pick up his first personal.
And you really have to hack Luke Moore if you don't want him to make that and one. His finishing is so smooth, it's very hard to not allow him to get that and one.
First free throw is good by Luke Moore. Jackson Hollis and Cade Watkins check in. Keller and Sutterfield check out. Starter still in the game for the Tigers as Moore is perfect from the line. Jansky guarded by Moore. Hollis looking for Lane. Lane outside. Pump fake. Jumper. Watkins. Too strong. Aline with the rebound. Whoa. Lane breaks it free, and Turner going up was grabbed, and he will be going to the free throw line.
I definitely think Trey Alim could have just gone up a little straighter, and he would have gotten away with that, but because of it, puts Lane at the line.
Turner recently picked up an offer from Arkansas Tech University, and his first offer was from the University of Arkansas at Fort Smith. He was 5A Central All-Conference and 5A All-State last season as a junior. Looking to repeat that same effort here as a senior, and so far tonight he's looked pretty good. Second free throw is up and away, and it's good. 41-29 is your score in favor of the hometown Tigers. Clay Blair to King. King out to Wright. Wright inside. A high finger roll by Brandon Wright.
I think his head was at the rim there.
Looked like he could have just gone on and slammed it, but it was a pretty finish. Turner blocked by Wright. What a leap. And what a rebound by Blair. Up ahead to Thomas. Thomas can't finish. Rebounded by Hollis. And Hollis trying to pass it out was fouled, I believe, maybe by, let's see who they called the foul on. Yes, that will be Thomas' second. It's the third quarter. He's not really in foul trouble, but he does have the most fouls out of any Tiger so far today. Watkins guarded by Blair. Jansky. Hollis started off the game strong with 6 points, all in the paint. Moore dumping off for Wright. He can't get away with it. Blair, three-pointer, strong, rebounded. Watkins on the right side. Here's Hollis looking inside. Thomas, solid defense. Moore gets the steal and draws the foul from Lane. That will be Lane. That'll be his second personal. Second team foul by Vilonia. Blair will check out. Jacob Marshall will check in for the first time this half. Here's Wright. Hit a three earlier in the game. Yet to attempt one this half. King, what a jab step and a near finish, but the putback by Trey Stewart is good. That's the second time that CJ King has just had a killer jab step, which has just frozen the defense. And the three-pointer doesn't rattle in. Lane hustling hard for that offensive rebound. And it pays off. Vilonia will have the basketball. Mac Mannion will check in for Jansky. Turner will check in for Hollis.
And Jacob Marshall getting some really good minutes here. Hasn't really seen this type of these type of minutes really all year. So obviously, Coach Lewis putting a lot of trust in him.
Mannion lost it for a second, gets it back. Here's Turner posting up against Stewart. Lane driving, kicks, three ball, Watkins, good! Second triple of the game for Cade Watkins. 13-point lead by the Tigers. Here's Marshall out to Wright. Wright, that three-pointer is blocked by Turner, but King gets it back. Wright can't finish the second chance opportunity. Multiple opportunities to finish, but none of them work. Now Wright does have a chance to go to the free throw line and earn the two from there.
Brendan Wright, a pretty good free throw shooter. I'm not gonna say great because I don't want to
You don't want to jinx him?
jinx. I don't want to jinx Brandon here.
Makes the first. Lane will check out. Ace Sowell will check in, the senior guard, for the first time tonight. And Wright will extend this lead to 15. Wright will check out, and Aleem will check back in. Here's Watkins. 6 points so far tonight, and so does Mannion. He has 6. Both players have knocked down a couple of three-pointers.
The defensive intensity out of Central is amazing right now. Very handsy.
Turner out to Watkins. Is he going to make it 3 threes? No, he won't. Offensive rebound. Here's Sowell out to Watkins. Inside Mannion, and he finishes at the rim. 8 points on the night for Mannion. Here's King, left wing, another nice jab step. Mid-range shot won't go for the junior. Offensive rebound by Marshall. Moore, deep three. Off the front of the rim, another offensive rebound by Marshall. Some great minutes from Jacob Marshall, the junior guard. Now, of course, that does end up being a turnover, but the activity level by Marshall has been something to really note. Mannion, right side, looking for Turner in the corner. Guarded by King. Turner driving, loses the ball briefly. Mannion open, three-pointer, no good off the right side. Moore comes away with a rebound. Flying up ahead, steps past Mannion, but Mannion has a hand on that ball. Moore trying for another second chance opportunity, and they just cannot finish the tip-ins right now.
Hey, at least they're getting to the free throw line though here. Luke Moore going up to the free throw line for I believe third time.
And it seems like each time it's because he's been hustling on the offensive glass. Hasn't gotten any buckets from it, but he's been able to convert at the line. Stewart will come out of the game, and Day Thomas will come back in.
The Tigers, number 31, Daylon Thomas.
And Moore is perfect from the free throw line that time, as Clay Blair will check back in. Moore will check out. Watkins bringing the ball up for Vilonia. Sowell to Turner. Turner thought about the three against Marshall, and he will finish. Oh, actually, it's going to be an offensive foul. It was a little premature. Couldn't see from this angle, but now Central has the basketball and a 15-point lead. Marshall guarded by Watkins. Thomas to Blair. Blair triple, won't go. And will be a foul on Jacob Marshall. I believe it's going to be an over-the-back foul, either that or a loose ball foul. Regardless, that will just be his first personal of the game. Unfortunately for Central, it does send Vilonia to the line. Cade Watkins going to shoot some free throws here for the first time. And that was not a pretty miss by Cade Watkins off the right side. He's got a lot going on with this free throw routine. It's just...
He'll get another opportunity, though.
Yeah, he will get another opportunity. Marshall a little early, going for the rebound. And Watkins can't make any of the 3 opportunities he had from the charity stripe. Here's King, picked up by Watkins. Out to Aleem. Aleem, three-pointer. In and out. Here's Mannion. Looking for Soul. Soul into Mannion. Mannion getting everyone up in the air, and it will be 3 seconds in the lane by Mac Mannion. He was just kind of stuck. Wasn't really able to put up a shot. Aleem, he's going to have to put up a quick shot. Aleem, one-legged three is not going to go through. And that will end the third quarter of play. Central with a 15-point lead over the visiting Vilonia Eagles. We will be right back with the fourth quarter of action here at the Boone Fitzpatrick Fieldhouse on the campus of Central High School in Little Rock, Arkansas. And welcome back. We have the fourth quarter of action here on the Tiger Sports Network, presented by Natural State Sports. I'm Chris Cade. This is Will Stafford. We have the final 8 minutes of this game right now. Central with a 49-34 lead over the visiting Vilonia Eagles. Trey Aleem looking to go inside. Out to Blair. Blair comfortable shooting the three. Won't go. Here's Watkins. Was looking for Valance, and that will be Central basketball. I believe that was Gavin Holman that broke up the pass, and it bounced off, or rolled off of Valance's foot. Here's Blair. Turner forces the turnover. Sold to Turner, who's going to finish. He might as well dunk it if he's going to get up that high. Turner, believe he leads all scorers in this game. Definitely the leading scorer for this Vilonia team. Probably is every single game. He's just been excellent all night long, as that's going to be a foul on Cade Watkins. That will be his fourth personal.
And he'll come out the game right now for Harrison Lane.
Here's Aleem, guarded by Lane, looking for a cutter. Blair, picked up by Soul. Now picked up by Lane, working against a 5'9" Lane, and he gets the baby hook to go.
Blair not afraid of the moment, gonna shoot when he can find it.
Balance. Looking for someone to cut. Mannion working against Thomas. He loses the ball, and that's going to be a foul. I believe it'll be on Lane Turner. Yes, it will. I believe it's just his first foul of the game.
Subbing in for the Eagles, number 12, Brody Jackson.
Blair, guarded by Soul. He was looking for Aleem. Aleem, we're not on the same page. Soul pulls it out to Turner, who nails a three-pointer. Soul passed up on the layup and opted to give it to their star player for a wide-open triple on the fast break. Aleem to Holman. Guarded by Jansky. Holman Out to right, three-pointer is good. Brandon Wright, courtesy of the assist by Gavin Holman.
And Brandon Wright, I would argue one of the best shooters on this team outside of Clay Blair. He'll hit that 99% of the time.
Jansky. Top of the key is Valance. Soul looking for someone to get open. And it's Turner on the left wing, guarded now by Blair. Kicks it out, Jansky. Good closeout by Central, though. Thomas, he's going to take it full court. He will stop and looking to give it to Blair. Valance, solid defense. What a crossover. What a pass and what a dunk. The connection between Blair and Wright. What a play for Central, but unfortunately there's a technical foul after the play. I believe Wright maybe hung on the rim a little bit too long,
I guess.
Getting a lot of boos from the Central crowd, not happy with that call. I mean, sometimes momentum gets you swinging.
Yep.
There's not much you can do about it. Let's take another, well, we were going to take a look as Turner. He's going to shoot some free throws, the technical free throws. Does not make the first. But now we'll get a great look. Blair, just look at the pass. Oh, my gosh. What a play. Blair to Wright. That's momentum.
Definitely.
That's momentum. That should not be a technical foul, in my opinion.
I would agree.
Because you hang on the rim as long as your momentum takes you. Do not want to be hurt. Because we've seen at the professional, the college, and the high school level, guys that get hurt because they don't hang on the rim long enough.
Yeah. But still, converts to 2 points.
2 points regardless, yes. And then Turner goes 1 of 2 from the free throw line, and now Lane has the basketball. So directing traffic, it's Hollis in the game now for the Eagles. Here's Turner. Picks up the double. Turner outside. Jansky, three-pointer. Nothing but air. And Holman was fouled going for the rebound. It was Lane.
I believe it was blocked over in the corner just a little bit. Got a hand on it.
So the fourth personal foul by Harrison Lane so far tonight, but I just can't get over that play. The connection between Clay Blair and Brandon Wright, easily the play of the game. Aleem driving against Jansky. Shot won't count. Foul was on the floor.
No, I believe it's no. That's going to be a shooting foul.
Well, it was on the floor. It doesn't matter as they're in the bonus now. As that was the fifth team foul by the Eagles, and Aleem heads to the free throw line with 4:33, or actually 4:32 remaining in this game. Aleem goes 1 of 2, and what a rebound by Holman. What he's got, I think he jumped too early, and yet he still came away with a rebound.
Hung in the air.
So essentially that is a 3-point play, 1 free throw, and 2 points from the second chance bucket. What a play by Gavin Holman. So it looks like everybody for Central's getting involved in the scoring. We've seen a great game from Clay Blair. He's been able to knock down some threes, had that great pass to Brandon Wright, who's been able to score inside and out. Luke Moore has had some solid buckets as well. And now Gavin Holman getting involved in the paint with the scoring.
Yeah, absolutely. And another thing that the Tigers are doing really well, they're shooting well from charity stripe. Very, very well. Only a couple misses in the entire game, and they've been to the line, I believe it's been 8 or 9 times. So, I mean, they've done a very good job at converting the free points when they come to them. And I mean, when you're making all of your free throws, it's hard to lose.
Now, Lane Turner has been the story of the night for Vilonia. He's been really the lone guy that's been able to keep them, for the most part, in striking distance. It was Mac Mannion and Cade Watkins that added to the scoring at one point as well. But Turner has been the main offensive focal point, and essentially the offensive player of the game for Vilonia. He's still in. He has the basketball with the lean on him. Kicks it out to Lane. Turner, guarded by Wright, going inside. Floater. Holman, he saves it. Looking for Thomas. Thomas, what a grab on the pass from Moore. Aleem. To Moore. Guarded by Lane. Luke Moore out to Aleem. Aleem.
What
nice.
a dump off pass.
Oh, what a pass to Day Thomas, who finishes another look in the paint. And Aleem, just a sophomore, has a lot of talent.
Yes, he does, absolutely. And this just doesn't feel like Vilonia has an answer.
Lane, nothing but air on that three-point attempt, as there's 3:24 remaining in the game, and both teams starting to take out more of their starters. Lane Taylor does remain in the game for Vilonia, but for the first time, Crossan Graham comes into the ball game along with Judson Boyd. Mac Mannion does come back in the ball game. We did see Crossan Graham have a really solid game for the junior varsity squad.
Yep.
He was hitting some big shots late and looks to maybe have some sort of an impact late in this game. But for Central, King, Marshall, and Stewart also check in. Turner picked up by Holman. Screen coming, and it's an illegal screen by, I believe, Judson Boyd.
That's sponsorship.
61-40, just under 3 minutes to go. Central's been really just in control this entire time.
Let's go, Red.
Well, Steve Henson was on the broadcast earlier and mentioned some sponsorship opportunities. Here is how you can get involved if you are interested. There are Tier 1 and Tier 2 sponsors, and for Tier 1, you can sponsor free throws, three-pointers, timeouts, and the player of the game. And it's, of course, presented by your company. And then Tier 2 sponsorships include the pregame show, postgame show, and tip-off. You can get involved in any of those 7 ways. We would love to have, I would love to be able to just shout out your business every time, every night. I would be singing your praises. You know I would. Mannion, three-pointer. Third triple of the game.
Still an 18-point deficit for Vilonia to overcome here. It's going to be very difficult.
King. And the three-pointer by Terrace Jones. His first points on his first minutes of the ball game.
And Terrace Jones has not been on the court much over the past month or so. So immediately making his presence known, hitting that corner three.
Outside, Mannion, another triple, and another three. Mannion. Oh, we were right. The Mannion.
I need whatever the
can shoot the
Mannions
ball.
eat in the morning, man. Hitting every three that they take, it feels like.
But Mannion has 4 3-pointers. And I'm pretty sure Maddie Mannion had 4 3-pointers in the game earlier tonight. We might need their shooting coach. I would love to be able to shoot as well as they have been able to.
Absolutely. Heck, if I could do that in my pickup games, that'd be great.
And another three by Mac Mannion. 5 3-pointers for 17 points from Mac Mannion. What a game he's having so far.
And a lot of these are not wide open. He has people closing in on him every time.
Marshall, open three, rattles in. Jacob Marshall getting involved in the three-point battle.
A 3-point contest going on here at Central High School.
Mac Mannion picked up by Stewart. At this point, he's hot. He might as well pull it from there. Oh, he's going to pull it. Oh, off the back iron. It was going to be a
I think I would have popped a hernia or something, man.
Here's Graham looking for Valance. Screen coming from Boyd. Looking inside, Boyd posting up Marshall. Spins, turns, a high arcing hook, and it goes in.
A little too much too late here. The clock is ticking down below 20 seconds, Chris. And honestly, Central just dominated from the beginning of the game.
They should have just put in Mannion a lot sooner. And something of King's, I'm not sure what it was, just kind of fell off of him. And King, what a finish by C.J. King. And that will do it. An 18-point victory here at home, the final home game of the season for Little Rock Central.
Of the year.
Did I say of the season? Of the year, of the 2024 calendar year. And what a way to end it with an 18-point victory over the visiting 5A Central Vilonia Eagles. And that was a game that they absolutely had to have back. They needed to get the win, and I'm talking about Central, that is. They had been kind of on a losing streak, and they finally got back into it, specifically their last. Now, actually, this will make 2 wins in a row, as they were able to come away with a 61-56 win against Benton on the 7th.
Yep.
But, of course, they will be playing Parkview 2 days from now.
And I do want to say, I think this is probably their most dominant win outside of the Oklahoma tournament against Choctaw out there in Oklahoma, where they won by what I believe, if I'm reading it right, 23 points. But while this wasn't near as big of a blowout, this felt like Central's game from the tip. Every shot was going in for them in the first half, and they never had to look back.
No, they didn't, and they controlled the game. And what a win for first-year head coach Shelby Lewis, who's about to have a conversation with us here in just a second on the Tiger Sports Network post-game show. Well, Coach Lewis, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
All right, well, congratulations on a huge win here at home, and I know it's got to be feel good to have a second win in a row. Tell us about sort of just, you guys jumped out from the get-go and just had a huge lead and held on to it throughout the game.
Yeah, well, so first of all, Vilonia is a well-coached team. They run, they do a really good job of moving the basketball. They can really, really hurt you if you're not in position defensively, and so what we wanted to do is we wanted to make sure we had good ball pressure, and we were able to turn them over early, and we were able to get out in transition and score early. And one of the things that we've wanted to work on the last couple of weeks is just making sure we get out to a better start. We've over the past 10 games, we've really kind of dug ourselves a hole early in games and had to kind of fight our way out. And so it's one thing that we've really made a point of emphasis to try to fix, and we did a pretty good job of that tonight.
And I wanted to talk to you about that transition offense, because it felt like from the get-go that was your number one priority.
Yeah.
You by far beat Vilonia on the fast break. Was that something that you guys have been working on coming into this game?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, one of the things, if you look at our roster, we've got a lot of young guys. We only have 1 senior, and we're playing 5 sophomores. And one of the things that you have to do with a young team, you've got to find a way to develop some trust. And that's one of the things that we've been talking about, is just advancing the ball and trusting your teammates. And they're really doing a much better job of that. And one of the things that we talk a lot about is just make the easy play. Sometimes as young guys, you think there's an 8-point play that you can make, and there's not. And so tonight, we absolutely just wanted to advance the ball and just see what we get out of that. And we did a pretty good job of that tonight for sure.
Now, I have to ask, that great play from Clay Blair to Brandon Wright, that was, an exclamation play.
Yeah.
It almost seemed like that was a drawn-up play, was it?
No, it wasn't. So Brandon is an incredible athlete. And, we've been blessed and really fortunate to have some really good athletes come through Central. And we in the past we've had a lot of lob plays. And, we used to call ourselves last year, we used to call ourselves Lob City. And we threw a lot of lobs last year, and with Honor Boateng and C.J. Washington and those guys. And so with this young team, we're trying to find those guys. Who's the next guy? And Brandon Wright is starting to prove that he's that guy, to where you can throw it anywhere around the rim and he's going to be able to get it. And so, and again, it goes back to our guys just trusting each other and just making the easy play. And and that was actually one of the easy plays to make tonight.
We'll talk to you. You mentioned some of the sophomores. Talk to us about some of the sophomores. We got to see a lot of them tonight. Gavin Holman.
Yeah.
And I know C.J. King's not a sophomore, but he's a junior, kind of a younger player on this team. Talk to us about the young players and their impact.
Sure. So, there's only 2 guys on this roster that played any minutes as on varsity last year. You got Luke Moore, who's a senior, who just eclipsed 1,000 points back during the Harbor game. And then you got Clay Blair. Outside of that, all of these guys are young and fresh and brand new. And so even a guy like C.J. King is a junior, but when it comes to varsity minutes, he's probably a sophomore, right? Again, Brandon Wright, Trey Aleem is another guy who starts for us. We're starting three sophomores. He's a guy that you're going to see continue to rise. He's a great young athlete that's really just starting to get his feet under him. You got Dalen Thomas, who's starting for us, 6'4" big, and again a sophomore, and he played really, really well tonight. He's a big body, he's hard to move, but he's a great passer, he's a guy you don't have to call anything for. He's going to play great defense, and and so he's having a big impact for our team, especially because we're not. If you look at us, we're athletic, but we're not very big, and so he's been the defensive anchor for us thus far this season, and he's doing a great job. And so you got those guys, and like you said, Gavin Holman, who is he's a kid who you didn't see a whole lot of it tonight, but he is an incredible finisher around the rim. He makes some plays where you're like, how did he finish that? How do you do that? He's that kind of athlete, and so we're excited about him. And then Shamad Cheater, number 3, he got a couple of minutes tonight, but he's another sophomore that's developing, and I think he's going to be one of those great guards here at Central real soon.
Well, it seems like they're about to kick us out here, but Coach Lewis, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, man, I appreciate
great
you
to watch you guys come away with the win, and take a look at what Will and I are wearing. These are some awesome T-shirts. You can get them at concessions. Thank you. Yeah, well, thanks for hooking us up with these. You can get them at concessions at every home game. But thank you all for tuning in to the first ever Tigers Sports Network broadcast here at Little Rock Central High School. I'm Chris Kay. This is Will Stafford. So long. Thank you for tuning in. And go Tigers!
Go Tigers.
Thank you, Coach.
All right, thank you, Coach. I appreciate you guys.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank y'all for doing it. Here we go.